gonna do?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll fight you. You think because I got 2 hours of concerned sleep that you think I'm weak? Nah.
I got like 3 hours of sleep.
Fuck yeah. See? I'm used to this shit. I'll take you down. You won't even know what happened. I'm like 80% fucking
It's in the vinegar.
Pharaoh. Yeah.
All right. Anyways, hey Chad, how's it going today? It's good to see you all.
Oh wait, we're live.
Yeah.
Wait, were we live?
Yeah.
Chad.
We were live that whole time.
Oh hi, chat.
Oh
Hi,
God.
hi,
Why?
chat.
Hold on. I need to refresh the connection apparently on our roll log.
Look, I stand by my comment. I will fight Silver. Silver tried to add Ussie to something and it didn't work, so I did a breakdown of it. Was the breakdown also on air?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
include that.
Cool. Well, to give you guys some context, he was saying something about it, tried to add Ussie to it, but for some reason it just didn't work. It sounded wrong. It wasn't his fault. It was like we were a fine oiled Ussie machine. And and somebody gave us a bowling ball, so when he got it, it just fell and it fell down the stairs, and it just sounded really awkward.
It was Silver's fault, honestly.
And it wasn't Silver's fault until he said, "You don't have to do a breakdown of it," and I said, "I'll fight you," and that's when the fight.
That's Silver, see.
All right. Anyways, thanks for being here, everybody. I hope to give you an enjoyable show alongside these lovely goblins tonight, as always. If those of you have some spare, little clinky coin things. Oh my God. If you have a little bit of spare clinky coins rolling around, feel free to throw them at the screen in the form of donations, bits, or subscriptions. If you guys see this pool in the bottom right here, it is the Goblin Bullshit pool. Basically, every time you guys contribute collectively into our pockets $10 or more, it increases the pool by 1. And these points can be used either for rerolls or for recovery from down states. Ooh, excuse me. And every time it is used, a random effect on the Goblin Bullshit pool is engaged. So if you like what you see and enjoy the experience, we highly recommend that you help us increase the Goblin Bullshit pool, as it helps go towards things like funding art assets and the like. So if you guys are having a good night, let us know in chat. Otherwise, we are going to resume from last session. Goblins, are you ready to pick up the pieces?
Yeah.
Silver, you owe me a new monitor.
Why?
I threw coins at it, and it just damaged my monitor.
You did kind of ask us to do it.
Yeah.
I think we have a case in court.
I think it's actually just weird that you had coins, frankly.
WM's Goblins assumes no liability for damages suffered during broadcast. There we go. That helps.
Oh, you can't say that after the fact.
Yeah, you can't say that after the fact.
No, you already said. That's too late.
Yeah.
All right.
They want to
damages are done.
Recap.
You got muted, I think.
For you guys. All right. So.
Are we muted?
No.
I think so.
You're not muted. So, to recap all of you, basically there was a performance done at the behest of the population of Sandpoint to the benefit of the Suckfrog tribe, the goblin tribe that originally sent Desi, Snooty, and Gem and Boggy out into the world to figure out a way to infiltrate Sandpoint and set up for a goblin invasion. This ended up turning into the goblins loving the town way, way, way more, and deciding that they would invite the Suckfrog tribe, and if they decided that they weren't going to play nice, then, well, there's a lot of explosives set up that will help with that problem at the moment. But there was a play, and it was a very great play until the Suckfrog chief exploded. It was,
honestly,
my husband!
Yeah,
Snooty!
Snooty!
Newt!
Snooty's husband might have detonated. into a
We don't
shower
worry
of
about it.
blood that also was then used as a kind of tidal wave of blood through a spell that pushed people back, and a sort of half goblin, half what the fuck is that came out of it and flew off into the distance, barely surviving a barrage of magic and abilities and shots and all kinds of things. And
It cheated.
basically, yeah, what we're doing is we're picking up right from that moment. So there's a very easily tracked, trail of carnage from that initial takeoff into the sky. But as the creature has now quickly flown away, it comes down to our intrepid hero's decision. Does anyone spare the time to go hunting after it, or do all of you work together to try and calm the chaos and get the goblin tribe sorted? And we'll come to that decision as I describe to you what happens now. So, let me go ahead and play a little bit of music. Because we're in a little bit of a pickle. Let's do this. Oh, it also helps if I mute the tabs that don't need to be playing this, so that you guys don't hear 3 sources of music all at once. Alright. So looking out over the stage, which is now very heavily covered in smatterings of blood and gore from the remains of Chief Bellybloat, along with some sort of magically stimulated extra level of blood, used as more as like a, escape wave. All of you are quite painted, except for Dixie. Dixie isn't really covered in any of it, but almost everyone else on stage, including Seardak to a little bit, has been splattered with the remains of Chief Bellybloat, and the front row of the goblins here also have smatterings of their chief. Wiggums is currently in a state of just disbelief on the ground amongst all the goblins. And now everybody sitting here, the town is quiet, the audience is quiet, everything is just, for the briefest moment, has just gone completely silent. And now, the guards on the wall are beginning to load their weapons and point them at the goblins. And the goblins in the audience, after taking up from the cover, are in a mixed state of awe and panic. So my question is, as things are very quickly turning into chaos, the guards on the wall, very much so not... also, there are a couple of people who are meant to be part of the audience who are sitting on the wall who are militia in disguise. They are starting to bring out, bows and stuff that were concealed in kind of a panic at this absurd turn of events. So you guys still have a stage to work with if you want to draw attention and get focus. But those of you who want to chase after the creature that blew out of the remains of the chief, you should also think about that. So I'm going to go through each of you and ask you what your first, course of action after all this is going to be. Starting with Desi. Desi, what is the first thing you're going to do after all of this?
Probably gonna cast prestidigitation on myself and clean the blood off.
That's wise.
Because that's gross.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there a way to add the spells that we have from that little book somewhere on our sheet? Or do I just have to ask Effie constantly what spells we have?
Well, you see, if you type in Pathfinder, 2nd edition cantrips, they should allow you to figure out what that is, but I can also find you the thingy.
So no on the sheet, but yes on the web. Got it.
Yes.
I'll throw it in the thingy for you. Bonk. Here.
Thank you.
Alright, so Desi, you cast prestidigitation. Any other immediate concerns, or are you still thinking, and should I go on to Snooty?
Let me see here. I mean, that was a lot. We were doing stuff. I'm not sure if I'm gonna detonate goblins or not. It doesn't seem like it at the moment. So So I guess, you know, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and use a second cast of I'm gonna cast that again and do I'm gonna put in common hold fire in the air. I'm gonna use the illusionary cantrip to basically put a fairly large sign that says hold fire right by the people that are aiming. And then I'm going to just kind of look at Snooty like we need to do something as I also cast prestidigitation and fix her current carry attire. So I think
husband chic.
Yeah. And I think that's my 3 actions, and I think I'll be done.
All right.
I will try to spur her into taking control of the tribe of goblins, clean myself, clean her, and then tell people, hey, hold your fire. And if I could do that again at some point, I will for Newt and Lizzie, obviously. But yeah, that's all I got for right now.
All right, Snooty.
Mm-hmm.
Are you too traumatized by the explosion of your husband to act, or do you wish to seize the initiative and calm the goblins?
For a split moment, she is stunned by everything. She is looking out. She's shaken. She's gripping onto Oleg actually quite tightly. But then she takes a breath. She looks at all the goblins. She looks at her friend. She looks at the guards ready to aim. And she quickly jumps from Oleg's arms and seizes the initiative and tries to calm the goblins down.
All right. That is, we'll come back to that, because that's going to be a bit more of an involved thing. Newt, as this is all going on, you're still riding Lizzie just fine. You're covered in, well, you were covered in blood. Wait, no. Desi, you said Snooty first with the prestidigitation.
Snooty first, yes, because she needs to go talk to the goblins. But I mean, I'm gonna clean everybody just because I'm not a.
Yes.
I'm not.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Newt, what about you, Newt? What's your priority? Are you going explodey winged goblin hunting, or are you helping Snooty in calming the goblins?
I would turn towards the guards on the wall and be like, stand down! The deputy has spoken!
Alright, anything else in those few moments? Or mainly just trying to get them to address your authority?
Yeah. Respect my authority!
Perfect. Dixie, what about you? What is your current priority?
I'm gonna run to the guard closest to me, and I'm just gonna do my best to wrestle that fucking crossbow out of his hands. I get hands on.
Okay. We can do that first here. Give me an athletics roll, please.
I'll have you know, I'm actually really...
Really saying?
Really
what,
good.
Yeah?
Yeah, what was the thing you were talking about?
Is that a 1 against a natural 20?
It's a dirty 1 against a natural 20.
The dirty one?
Wow. Dirty 1
Holy
means
shit.
that, oh my god, it's a term. A dirty 1 or
god.
a dirty 20 is the number without it being rolled naturally on
Oh my god, my dice are so dirty.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Yo,
Who did this?
Your
honey,
dirty
what's
D's.
going on with your dice?
Yeah,
Oh
why
my
are your dice so
God.
dirty?
It's
Damn.
got a real
I didn't
dirty
give them
one.
that outfit, I swear.
I'm too gay for this.
Okay, so we'll get back to that.
Silver, can I cast dissertation on Honey's face.
Yeah, I mean,
To
clean
clean
those
them.
up.
You guys are killing
Yeah.
me.
Hey, don't die, please.
I try not to.
Yeah. Well, you know, there's no try. It's just do or do not. Come on, man.
Oh, my
Gosh.
goodness.
Yeah. It's not choke long and expire. It's live long and prosper. Get it right.
I mean, choke long is something that Silver does behind Denny's. This is not the
Choke
place.
long and expire is something I really want to use in the Star Trek like roleplay at some point.
Yeah, you're welcome. You can use that.
I'm
That's
gonna write
my
that
gift
down
to you.
somewhere. Thank you. I can't believe I've never heard that said before.
I'm just a fountain of knowledge to my people.
Uh-huh.
All right. So as Dixie is literally just like, like it's the equivalent of a toddler trying to take something out of someone's hands. The guard is just like, he doesn't even like hit you or react in any manner that's just like him thinking you're a problem, because I could definitely see one of the goblins running forward trying to interfere with these guards being conceived as a hostile action. But instead, because this guard knows you're already designated as like a member of the town council, basically just like combined with the efforts of down below, what it equates to is he looks down and he sees the like hold your fire, he hears Newt, and then he looks down going, what's going on with my crossbow? And he just looks at you, desperately trying to pull it from him, Dixie, and he just gently lifts it in the air until you have to let go of it. Meanwhile, hold on.
You showed him.
That's what I wanted.
Yeah, you really did.
Desi, as you ready your next round of prestidigitation and clean Lizzie and Newt.
Prestidigitation.
That's what I heard.
Snooty,
I'm
how
not
do you...
focusing on it though.
My nose.
Looking respectfully.
Snooty, how are you going to wrangle these gobos?
I was gonna meme, but I'm gonna stop myself right there. So I'm sorry, the way that you said my nose sounded like Scooby, and all I thought of "Let me roar," and
Ready.
it's one of my fucking favorites. I fucking can't. Oh, I'm sorry. No, but she hops down, make sure she's in view, and she basically forces Wiggum onto the stage. She's just like, "Wiggum's up."
He's not
Here.
responding. Like you're gonna have to get down and drag him physically if you want him up there.
Looks at Oleg. Get him.
Oh, why would you do it for me?
Oleg jumps off the stage and grabs Wiggums. And Wiggums is still in like he looks shell-shocked. Like he's completely just like, what the fuck? And Oleg picks him up and drags him onto the stage and basically sets him up. He's still standing upright, but he's right next to you. But he has no words. He's got like a stare on his face like he just watched the chief explode.
So, Snooty grabs onto his collar, then looks at the other goblins, goes, "Goblins, watch!" And they go, and they start slapping him across the face to snap him out of it. Like, forward, back, just cheek slap.
Hold on, I think this calls for different music and some other things here. So first, we're gonna go like this. Alright, and the next, what we're gonna do is I'll give you guys an interpretation of it here. So we've got Wiggums, and we've got Snooty, and so yeah, you slap him around. Oh, there's no way to do this easily with shortcuts, sadly. I have to literally keep going in it. Alright, flip horizontal. Wait, maybe I can... Is there control? No, there isn't. Darn it. Anyways, that was the incredibly slow motion simulation of Wiggums being slapped around. And now he's kind of come to his senses. He's he's gotten over at least staring into the void, like he just, you know, saw somebody step on a landmine, and is like, what?
You go help me calm the goblins down, otherwise all of the people up on the wall is gonna kill them. You better help me out, or else it points to Belly Bloat's body and then tries not to look at it. Goes, you'll end up like that, but with arrows. Help me calm them down.
Give me a diplomacy roll, please. Do you wish to keep that roll, or do you wish to call for the goblin bullshit?
You know what? Fuck it. Something funny might happen. It's fine. The goblin bullshit go. It's the same roll.
Well, at least you have frogs.
No, it's just a bunch of, you know, non-poisonous edible frogs.
It's the perfect accompaniment to any occasion. We really recommend just a Chardonnay glass full of the non-poisonous variety. It pairs well with any dead husband.
Alright, I'm gonna roll for him with disadvantage. Alright. Wiggums looks... He gets his shit together enough to figure out what you're trying to say, because he's feeling like saying some dumb shit because his brain is like scrambled eggs right now. But your very clear gesture and delineation, he just kind of goes, yeah, I'll help best I can.
Well?
Wait, are you asking him to, like, help?
Yeah, I asked him, like, well, if he's dumbfounded, slap.
Well, what do I do?
Calm them down. You have been basically in charge of all of these goblins instead of the chief. They know you as a leader. Make it look like I'm telling you to do things like new chief. They won't listen.
Yes, I was in charge, kind of, but it was Nualia. Nualia was the one. Nualia's gone.
Who?
He's looking like he's, like, losing his shit. Like, he's like, she left.
Takes Wiggum's wig off and puts it on top of her own hair. And looks at all the goblins and goes, I am your new chief for this moment until further notice. If you don't come down, you all die like big belly bloat. She's not good at this, just so you know.
So would this be more of an intimidation to them?
I guess so.
Alright. Give me an intimidation roll, please.
Oh
I
boy.
also removed Wiggum's wig.
I'm so glad I drew that.
Me too.
Let's see. You said intimidation.
Yep. Alright. Do you want...
Goblin bullshit, go! Yeah, 9.
Wiggums wasn't holding anything, and you weren't holding anything, so... We'll say that the wig goes back on his head.
Yeah! Let's go!
The goblins seem... Some of them... This is like a general roll. So, chat, give me an exclamation mark D20. A higher number is... We'll call it... The higher the number, the more, like, effective Snooty's intimidation factor is. Well, that's a 4. They're not, they're not really sold on it. One of them just gets up and goes, "Hey! The wig's back on his head!" And another one comes up and goes, "Yeah, you can't even hold on to a wig!" Some of them are a little like, oh god, their chief exploded, and, like, don't get me wrong, at least 25% of these goblins were already in the pocket to begin with. There was sufficient intimidation on hand with the chief exploding and you being the only goblin of authority. But now you have to do your best to get creative about how to make them respect you. Otherwise, arrows might start flying. However, the guard, on the other hand, the guards seem to be at the top for now. They have their weapons readied, but they're not firing. So, as you consider your next move, Snooty, and Desi, you're done with your prestidigitation, is there anything else you'd like to do?
Yeah, let me see here. What can I do to help with this tricky situation? Without causing further panic. That's the key. That's the key. You know, I'm going to use prestidigitation to make dancing lights appear over Snooty's head. And they're going to circle her head like a halo, a goblin halo, full of green soothing lights. Like the goblin gods reached down and kissed her grimy little head.
All right.
And, you know,
yeah.
I'm going to join her in basically trying to get the goblins to calm down. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stay back here behind Lizzie, because then they can't see me doing it. But I can't make her voice louder with prestidigitation, but I can make noises with it. I'm gonna ready another action. The next time that Snooty speaks, I'm going to add an enchanted reverb to it. Like her voice holds power.
All right, that should help with some of the efforts.
Essentially, I'm gonna sit behind this alligator and play special effects.
All right,
That's
Newt.
what I'm gonna do.
What about you, Newt? What are you gonna focus on?
Did the guards react to me telling them to lower their weapons?
They haven't opened fired yet, and the combined effort of you all to deter them from doing so, they've definitely taken a passive stance.
The internet went poopy.
Poop. The guards are passive right now. They look ready to act if things get hairy, but right now they're not like actively aiming anything.
Guess I'm just gonna let Snooty do her thing then, and I'm gonna keep an eye on the guards.
Alright. What about you, Dixie? You can see that Snooty is trying to wrangle the attention and focus of the goblins, who are starting to get uppity and panicky, and the guards look uneasy on the wall, but they've so far kept their shit together. So what do you feel you could do here?
I can't really help the goblins. I can't really relate. I don't know how to properly handle that. So instead, I'm kind of like watching from above, and I'm looking at the guards and just kind of trying to eye them to see if anyone has a nasty little trigger finger.
Gotcha. So you're gonna ready basically a reaction that if anyone preemptively open fires, you're ready to try to do something to interfere?
Yeah.
All right. What kind of magical means do you want to distract them with in case you do see someone about to take a pull?
If someone's about to take a pull, I could, if someone's pulling it up, I could ghost sound to them.
Okay, distract.
Or I could provide like illusory object of like a box around their head or something so they can't aim at shit.
You could do that, yes. Alright, so you're readying box on head in case anyone gets any bright ideas about firing.
You get a bright idea, I'll put a bucket on your head, then what? You're like a Skyrim NPC. You got no fucking clue what's going on.
To be fair, Effie did pretty good at aiming with the box on their head.
Yeah, but there won't be holes cut for the eyes.
What?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes it fucked me over because I couldn't see people out of my left or right very good. But dead center, oh man, I saw movement, I fire.
Alright, so we've got ready to box. And then we have Newt ready on standby if anybody calls on her to be of use to the performance, and then Desi just aiding in the special effects department for whatever Snooty's next attempt is. Got it.
Mhm,
All right, Snooty. What next step do you take to try to wrangle these gobos?
Give me one moment. I am mentally doing gymnastics, trying to figure out what to do.
If you keep it simple, it might work.
That's the thing. I'm not a simple
Gobos
person. I'm
are-
simple-minded, but that's different.
Oh God.
She grabs the wig again. She points at him and says, "No take back." And she looks at everyone. And she goes, "Listen." Hold on. You said I have a power reverb?
Mm-hmm.
Listen, Gobos. If you do not follow what is being requested right now, we will all die. Do you want to end up like old Chief Belly Bloats? Or do you want to be alive like Wiggums?
Give me a diplomacy roll. You can have advantage because you're making a very compelling argument with your impressive voice. All right, I think that'll definitely sit on it. Chat, give me two. I want two numbers from chat. Exclamation mark D20 in chat. The first two numbers I will use. Oh, another one. Let's see if we can get even higher. But otherwise, that 19 is a good sign. Anybody else in chat? Exclamation mark D20. We got 19 from War Bandit. Just whip it out. Get that fucking D20 out there. Come on, I know War Bandit rolled a 19, but one of you's gotta want to do it. No, War Bandit, you already rolled. That's why it's on Digi. All right, thank you, Digi. You're making me shy. All right, settle down.
Aw, does War Bandit have dice anxiety?
Dice performance anxiety. All right, sweet. So with that 19 and the 19 from Snooty, the goblins are starting to calm down. The echoey effect of your voice casting out to them, projecting the intent of what's about to happen, along with you now actually having the wig still upon your head, has done wonders for holding their attention and their focus. So, it looks like a good majority of the goblins now, some of them are like still a little rowdy and stuff and panicky, but a good majority of them have stopped at least arguing and are looking at you and waiting for the next thing to do. So you have the majority's attention. What do you tell them to do next, Snooty?
Everyone sit down in your chairs and calm down.
Alright, a lot of them begin writing uprighting their benches and sitting back on them, taking their seats and readying themselves. A lot of them look very nervous and panicky, and a lot of them are still taking cover. Some of them are taking cover behind the other goblins. And maybe, like, I would say during all of this, probably maybe a good, like, I'd say probably 6 or 7 goblins had made a runner into the forest during all of this chaos. From start to finish, you're down about 7 goblins from the tribe. Don't know if they'll be returning or not, but for now, the majority that are remaining are all sitting here expectantly. So they've taken their seats, or some of them are taking cover behind those who have taken their seats. The general air of everything still is very anxious, but the goblins at least are following instructions at the moment. So, what do you get them to do next, Snooty?
Goblinz. Next, what you do is,
Looks back at Desi.
Desi's currently concentrating to make a spell, but she's gonna whisper, keep calm and sit down for food. This is all part of the show.
sit down And get ready for food, as this is all part of the show.
Looks at Wiggums. You need to tell us everything. And like starts dragging him back this way.
All right. Sirdax looks at this and sees and like is thinking about it, and he gestures to Naffer and Kevig. And he's like, they come over, and as you're coming over, Oleg also follows, and Sirdak is like gesturing to Desi, Newt, and Lizzie as well, and he's like, "Quick, everyone, get off stage. We'll do a we'll do an intermission performance." And he gestures to Kevig and Naffer, and he's like, "Go out there with the supporting actors and just dance around. It's fine. You don't have to be good about it. Just show off the goods." And they both nod and go to the go to the stage. As Sirdak like looks out and he goes, "Oh shit! Could somebody clear the corpse of that dead goblin off the stage?" Does anyone respond to that?
Could I prestidigitation it away?
You cannot prestidigitation a corpse. No. Even
Well,
if
it
it's
says
half
it's
a corpse.
non-living.
Yeah.
It just says I could use a cubic foot of it at a time, so if I sit there for
You could
so
make
long...
you could clean up the lower half of an exploded goblin corpse, I suppose.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, that's
but
what
it would still be there.
Oh, alright. Well,
just
then I'll
would
just do
look-
the humane thing.
Uh-huh, what's that?
I'll just put alchemist acid on it and let it dissolve. And then pour some sawdust on it and then sweep it off stage.
You're gonna do that in front of all the goblins, yeah?
I mean, safety, you know?
Newt, do you have any ideas before Desi goes forward with that?
No, I will let Desi, you do it for me.
Alright. Meanwhile, chat, can I get a roll from chat to see if there's any trigger happy guardsmen on the wall that Dixie needs to worry about? Alright, Dixie, give me a perception roll, please.
Oh shit.
Alright, you can see down the line within range of your illusion, there's one guard who's like nervously raising his crossbow. He doesn't look like he's whatever his thought process is, this guy looks like he's pretty close to drawing and firing. So do you cast your readied illusion to put a box on his head?
I'm gonna put a barrel over him.
Like his whole upper body?
Just a really big barrel. Yeah. Just let it just drop.
I will roll to see if he sees through your illusion.
Here, let me make sure
Your DC's 20 though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
20 spell DC.
I don't think he's gonna do it. Nah, So along the wall, there's like a group of these guardsmen, and one of them is he's slowly raising his crossbow, like, I'm just gonna shoot these things before this thing gets out of hand. And all of a sudden, boom, there's a barrel on top of him, and he's like, ah, and the other guards around him are like, what the fuck?
It'd be funny if he fell.
I was
That's in character.
I'm gonna... chat, can I get a roll for something that I'll factor in if it becomes relevant? Pretty please. Excellent, a 10. Alright, now I'm gonna give a roll for this guy to stay on the wall. Alright, thankfully, the roll was a preemptive roll for the guard around him to grab him and haul him up if he started falling. Thankfully, however, this man isn't panicked enough to forget that he's on a thin fucking stone wall and just sits there completely still going, There's a barrel on me. And they're very confused. So you've easily made like 4 guards completely more concerned with a barrel man right now.
Great, that's awesome.
Alright, so meanwhile, Desi, you, so do you get off Lizzie? And, well, I mean, you're already off Lizzie, so you're gonna go around, and then pour your acid and sawdust.
What is with you and people trying to get off my gator?
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was kind of
You're like
weird
obsessed.
Shut up.
Oh, last session. Now you're trying to get Desi to do it? Damn.
Damn.
You're just down bad for my fucking gator.
Damn.
Are you gonna make any effort to be subtle
Well, gators
about
are
this?
kind of dinosaur-like.
I want to know your strategy with this,
Uh-huh.
Desi. Is it stealth or speed?
It's stealth.
All right, give me a stealth roll to see how well. It's gonna be with misfortune. To see how well
I mean-
you can.
I mean,
clear
that's
this.
perfectly fine. I'm just trying to do it in a manner that, isn't like overly
Alright.
horrific. Yo!
A 15's pretty decent.
Yeah, I'll take
Alright.
that.
So we're gonna turn down this here and go back to forest ambience while we hit the intermission. What the fuck is that shirt? Oh wait, that's Eldritch Forest. We want forest. My bad. Alright. So, as the sounds of the forest and the quiet of the day permeate the air and the whispers of hushed, panicked goblins are there, you can see Desi basically melt the remains of Chief Belly Bloat and try to sweep it off stage as best she can. And as this is happening, Sirdak notices this and goes, "Oh, good look," and he runs out in front of what you're doing. And he goes, "Please await, enjoy our intermission performance for you all while we prepare things for the feeding and for the performative elements." And he's like trying to stand in front of what you're doing, and he's like looking over his shoulder every now and then, seeing what the fuck you're trying to do, Desi, and he gestures to Kevin and Napper to be like, get up here and do your best, look attractive. And then he just like looks behind him and he's like, extras! Extras! And the other actors come rushing out. So they're putting on the, what is essentially the intermission performance. And, chat, can I get a D20 to see how well the performance goes? And we'll come back to that. Just an exclamation mark D20. It really is up to random fate at this point. So 13, not bad, not bad. All right, thank you, Digi. All right. Meanwhile, Newt and Lizzie, do you get off stage with Snooty and Oleg and Wiggums?
Yeah.
All right.
Once I see that, like, what they're doing, I'll, like, exit. Exit! Stage left, even!
So you're going this way?
Do you not know your left or right?
This.
I mean, the gator doesn't. Probably.
Yeah, but so Silver sounded confused. I thought they were
From the
pulling a
aerial
Chesh.
view, this is stage right. This is stage left.
Oh.
I have spoken.
All right.
Newt has spoken.
Okay. So
the
what
Newt has spoken.
But despite what Newt says, does Newt go over this way?
I go left.
Fucking damn it.
Yeah, she goes left. I don't understand what the problem is.
What's the confusion?
All right. As Desi is cleaning up the remains of Chief Belly Bloat, and Newt is on this side of the stage, and Steve comes over to you. Uh-oh. Hello? Forge?
Hello.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
No, the Forge service is being a little...
No,
buggy.
Newt.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
Forge.
No. Yeah, that's Newt.
Let me
I don't think
see
he
here.
knows where he is.
Okay, that's weird. It wasn't letting me do any inputs for a second there. That's interesting. I'm just gonna refresh everything just to make sure so we don't get any further interruptions. Gotta love online services. There we go. Okay, we're going to zoom into the backstage for now. So we've got that. Sudak comes off stage. You've got Wiggums now. Desi, do you eventually go backstage with them after cleaning up Chief Belly Bloat?
Yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, though, as the intermission performance is being engaged, Snooty, you drag Wiggums off stage behind stage, and what do you say to him? What do you do with him? Sirdak and Desi aren't here yet, but they will be shortly.
She pushes him against this little wall thing that's right here. And she goes,
All right, Wiggums, if that is your real name.
squint.
What is all of this going on?
He's still a little shell-shocked, but he looks at you and says, oh, what? What do you want to know?
Why husband explode? Turn into other thing? Why you say name I don't recognize? And how long has this been going on?
He doesn't really look like he's in the mood to fight you on it anymore. And he just kind of sighs and goes, Chief was never chief.
What mean?
Chief was never goblin. Chief not alive. Chief was always dead.
So who was I married to?
A chief-shaped cocoon, I guess.
Oh.
Looks really sad.
Wiggums sighs and says, Wiggums built Chief with Nualia as a incubator.
Looks at Oleg.
What does that mean?
Oleg just like, and Wiggums goes, no, I didn't know word first anyways either, but it means thing you put thing inside so it grows.
Oh. Okay.
Yes. Wiggums found Nualia as arm.
Uh-huh.
Nualia spoke to Wiggums, promised good things, went to visit old tribe, was cast out of my first one for reading, and decided to start new life.
You read?
Shh.
Son of a bitch.
He tries to put his hand over your mouth to
No,
quiet you.
no. Snooty won't learn to read, so write more music.
Wiggums looks at you like confused and says, You want to learn to read?
Won't learn read, so then look.
Goes into pocket because she carries it everywhere. Shows off signature.
Learn how write too.
God damn it! I'm gonna bring it up on screen again.
Listen, every chance that I get, I'm gonna do that.
All right, you hold up the Snooty signature into his face, and he looks at it, and he nods his head like impressively, and he says, "That's good signature."
Thank you. One day practice.
Oh, one day. Snooty, not as
What?
Ungood at writing signatures, as Wiggums thought.
Snooty knows she dumb, doesn't have Big Brian.
Okay, good. Whew. Wiggums didn't want to keep that lie up.
Slaps.
But you can't call me dumb. Only wife can call me dumb.
Fuck. Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah.
you know how read write?
Yeah.
You summon thingy inside of
Yes.
husband.
We built
So,
husband out of dead goblin. We
oh.
fed Noalia with other goblins.
So wait, would I be married to her then?
No.
But I wouldn't be married to that because it was dead already.
I don't really know, honestly. You'd have
Am
to
I
ask-
married to you?
What? No.
Need to know because if goblins won't listen to me now, because if that's not real, then I am not important goblin.
Wiggums looks at you, and he so you can tell there's some thoughts going through his head as his eyes like dart left and right, and he's just kind of thinking about something. And he goes, "Wiggums doesn't know if Noalia is coming back, and there are lots of goblins out there who need a leader, and you make a compelling argument." And he gestures to like the stage and says, "All this, Wiggums could never have done. Wiggums." This is so much better than what Wiggums could have done. I have no choice here but to help. So he takes your hand and looks at you with like conviction, and he says, "Wiggums will help make sure tribe knows you are in charge, however Wiggums can."
Thank you, Wiggums. And no, we were trying to make it to have a happy place for all goblins to live. We even fixed up one of the big houses and all that stuff. We wanted you all to live here happily with us because we wanted our family here.
Yes, Wiggums wants to see this big house. If Wiggums is being honest, Wiggums was hoping this was all what it was. Noalia was paranoid and made Wiggums do things that Wiggums was not happy about. Wiggums has to tell you something also. There is a group of goblins on wolves to the south of the town. They are, might come in and set things on fire if I don't tell them to stop.
See, I don't know. Does he tell me any of the things that they did and told?
I don't think you did, Desi. I don't think you told anyone else about it, right?
About what?
About you telling Shalelu to go kill those goblin riding wolven goblin riders.
I didn't say shit.
All right, so Snooty, you have
Oh,
no
boy.
idea what Desi did
Oh
about
no!
that.
You should definitely go and try to call them and make sure that they don't come in. That would be terrible to lose even more goblins.
Yes, who has my badge? Wait,
Oh,
is it you?
You can use mine. Here.
No. I need the one that was taken off me.
Oh,
Who's holding it?
Dixie!
Puts in the
What?
badge.
Dixie, throw the badge down.
Like, just throw it?
You see where I am?
Waves arms.
Uh-huh.
Just throw it at me.
I'm gonna throw it as hard as I can to hopefully make the distance.
All right, give me
Okay.
an athletics roll, please.
Okay. That's pretty good.
Snooty, can you give me an acrobatics or basically a dexterity to catch it as it goes way shorter than you?
You said acrobatics?
Yeah, it would equate to acrobatics in this instance.
It's fine. I don't want to call Goblin bullshit. Let this play out.
Chat, Can I get a... This is a 30-foot wall. Can I get a roll to see what happens to this thing when it hits the stage? Pretty please. Alright. First of all, does anyone want to call Goblin bullshit on chat's roll for that, or are they good letting this thing,
You know what?
slam
I'm
into
gonna respect Snooty's let it roll.
the- Alright.
You know, she's the queen. I'm gonna let her do the thing. She has spoken.
So Dixie does the equivalent of like the and it just goes like just straight down from the side of the wall practically. And Snooty, you look up and see it falling, and only at the last minute do you even step forward thinking, oh right, but it's far too late. And it just in the middle of the intermission performance, you just standing out on the stage. Although, Desi, you would be returning to the back of the stage by this point. Would you have rolled to grab it, or would you have just watched?
I will roll a reflex save because it's a reflexive action. She wouldn't be trying to do it on purpose.
Gotcha. Alright. Desi, you whip out an emergency mage hand as you see it falling, and you see Snooty staring at it, just like derping real hard. A quick snap decision. You're like, and you manage to just catch it before it smashes into the stage. So what do you do with it, Desi?
Probably be very confused for a minute, and then mage hand it up to Snooty. You drop this?
Oh, thank you. Takes it and just starts walking. There you go.
Welcome.
Alright, by this time, Seardak and Desi are both backstage as well. And Wiggums takes the badge out of your hand and goes, thank you. He, like, shakes the badge a little bit, and he goes, Goblin Wolf Riders! Goblin Wolf Riders, come in! Can I get a chat roll from chat to see how things... We already did a roll on that front for something that's already been put in motion, but I needed another roll from chat. The higher the number, the better things will turn out. Well, does anyone want to goblin bullshit that chat roll, or shall I let you know what comes to pass?
Goblin bullshit to go.
Alright. Another roll from chat, please.
Sorry, I gotta keep trying to Walter White this shit.
No worries. Alright. We have, okay, a 14. Excellent. Excellent. Alright. So, you hear him, Did Baba Yaga get the Wolf Riders? No. No. So Desi, a small bell tolls audibly to any creature within 30 feet of the goblin who called for bullshit, and the nearest door to the goblin opens aggressively loudly. If more than one door is equally distant, all the doors do so. There are no doors within range, so there's just a little bell toll above your head that everyone gets a little confused by briefly. And then you hear, coming over the little badge, you hear Wiggums, he goes, Goblin Wolf Riders, come in! And then all of a sudden you just hear kind of like broken up, ah! We got horses! Ah! And then nothing else.
Oh,
And Wiggums-
unfortunate.
Wiggums looks at the at the thing and goes, "Oh no, they're in trouble. Come in. What is going on? What's wrong?" And then he sits there, and there's just no response. Does anyone want to do anything about that?
That sounds like an unfortunate thing.
Mm-hmm.
Newt, are you over here now?
No!
Oh my god.
You need me over there?
Yeah, no, you're good. We're just, listening to probably an unfortunate situation.
Okay! I'll stay over
Thank
here!
you. Love your cute face.
Love your cute face too.
Ah, yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
God damn it. Wiggums just looks confused, and he looks at you, Snooty, and he goes, What could have happened? Are there, like, dangerous creatures on the road to the south?
Looks at wife. I'm not sure. Wife?
You know, I do recall that there's a lot of horses south, but I will really only be able to offer my expert opinion to my wife in secret.
I see. Wiggums looks a little, like, upset, and he goes, well, I guess I won't be able to do anything about that until I hear from them, but, yeah, I'll make sure that if any of them survived whatever that was, they don't set any fires.
Yeah, it really sounded like horse-related bullshit. Yeah.
Wiggum shivers a little bit and says, horses.
Yeah, no, that's bad. Yeah.
Oleg looks a little confused and he goes, Wasn't one of the next things we were gonna do is kill a horse and feed it to the goblins?
You know, I don't actually know.
Wiggums looks up at Oleg with his eyes wide and goes, That would be very impressive.
Oh, we should do that so then they can just know where to stay while we go and figure things out. It takes a long time for a bunch of goblins to eat a horse.
Sirdash nods and says, Yes, we've already prepared the horse stew, as we had discussed earlier. All you have to do is kill the horse illusion on stage, gesturing to the top of the wall. Remember your friend up there, Dixie? They're supposed to bring the horse up on stage, and he looks a little thoughtful, and he leans and looks on the other side of stage, and he just goes, Yeah, maybe we could somehow work in that just absolutely ginormative lizard.
What is it in you and Lizzie?
Pardon?
Yeah.
You really like Lizzie.
It's just an impassive animal. What are you implying?
I don't know what that word means.
I mean, look at it. He like leans over and like
It's a big lizard. Yes.
It's a very big. Have you ever seen a lizard that big?
No, but the way is the word implying? I think that's the word. Yeah, it sounds like you want to do something else to Lizzie.
I don't know what you could be implying, but all I am is an enthusiast of sizable, just absolutely heroically proportioned lizards. Yes.
Lizzie, you're good with plans. Please help. My brain very small. Need big Brian wife.
Yeah, I'm gonna waddle over because I was kind of out of his shot and be like, yeah, can you... Wait, no, I'm not. My map didn't update. I confused myself. Yeah, can you repeat that? What do you need, wife?
I need help with Big Brian plan.
Okay. Well, okay. Big plan to, go after the thing, or a big plan to feed Goblinz?
Both.
Well, if I had the big plan to follow the thing, I would probably go and, get, the lady that hates us.
Dumb elf!
Yeah, that one. We could probably get her and probably go and, track it down to kill it.
Stop staring at my gator!
Yeah, sir, you're getting a little bit too close to the gate. You're making eye contact. You are doing the thing that is commonly referred to as the fuck me eyes to the alligator. You really need to
please
stop.
stare respectfully?
Sirdak nods and he says, yes. No, you're right. It's far too impressive an animal. It'll detract from the efforts. Snooty, you yourself are going to have to get out there and defeat the horse alone. If you're the only one seen killing this creature, then all the goblins out there will respect you to no end.
Then pulls out gun. It has no ammo.
That's
Can I
fine,
just
it's
shoot
an
it?
illusion. Yes, as long as you can hold your own against
You
the...
can't kill my gator!
We're not talking about Lizzie. Don't worry.
Oh! Sorry!
It's okay,
Snooty!
wife. Newt! It's okay, wife. It's okay.
You know, I will just hold on. You know what? I'll just go take. You know what? I'll do you a favor, wife. I will distract other wife. Hi. How you doing?
I was a little worried for Lizzie's safety.
Oh no, it's okay. Sir Duck just thinks that they are a very impressive animal. But between me and you, I probably wouldn't leave them alone together.
Yeah. I don't trust him.
Yeah, you know, he kind of reminds me of somebody that probably wants to see a dinosaur throw up. And this is probably like the next best thing. So, I don't know. He seems like a dinosaur chaser. But it is okay. He knows that if he did anything to Lizzie, that we would kill him in the streets. Nit, I might need your help to get some guards to go hunt down the flying thing. Unless you think you and Steve can track it down, considering, well, you guys have the hats for it.
Oh, I can definitely track it down.
Oh, okay. Maybe it is a matter best left to Goblinz. We could actually use this as a good gesture of faith to the town.
Silver?
Mm-hmm.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I have a Leshy familiar.
Uh-huh.
You gain a Leshy familiar, a tiny plant that embodies one of the many spirits of nature.
I'm sorry, what?
Other than taking the form of a plant instead of an animal, this familiar uses all the same rules as other familiars. What type of plant would I have? Because Newt has to catch them all. So now I have multiple pets.
Let's see. Leshy familiar. You gain a Leshy familiar, a tiny plant or fungus, whichever one you want. I mean,
I just have like a little cute mushy.
Yeah.
Little cute mushroom.
Do you want it to look like a super poisonous little mushroom, like from the swamps, or do you want it to look like?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so something suitably like undeady and witchy and swampy, yeah.
Yeah.
With like purples and greens, or more like purples and blacks, or
Yeah. I think like purples and greens.
All right. So you summon your Actually, chat, can I get an exclamation mark D20 to see how well the wild magic facilitates this? So just somebody in chat, exclamation mark D20. All right, so you're thinking about like how to, because this is the first time you're ever summoning it, right?
Yes.
All right, so you're thinking like, how do I be in more places than one, and how do I work under this kind of like thing? And you think about it, and suddenly just appearing like a pop out of anything is a little mushroom guy. It looks about the size of it's probably about like 1 foot tall. and looks like a very poisonous mushroom from your home swamps, except it's super, like, to you, more adorable. A little bit more intimidating to non-goblins, but I think to you guys, you'd find it very...
Wait,
What?
I think I might have found the perfect picture. I want it to be this.
Oh. Sure, like a weird little mushroomy pangolin thing that we can do
Yeah,
that.
it's like that, but like fungus.
Alright, so more fungal, got it. Alright, so you summon this thing out of nowhere, and you're like, oh, that was convenient. I've spawned another literal living creature to do my bidding.
No, don't worry. I just need help.
Suddenly, as I'm sitting there thinking, behind me, Desi just sees like fungus and stuff coming out of the ground and form this little pangolin-looking thing behind me.
How do you
And I'll
react to
just,
that, Desi?
I mean, it's new. So I'm gonna stare at it for a moment. Like, basically, I'm gonna have the boop-a-doop-a-doo, doop-a-doop-doo. So have that fucking meme play for a minute in Desi's head, and then she's gonna turn to Newt and be like, is that yours?
What? Oh, hey, that's convenient. Hi.
The little mushroom will like wave back at me.
Oh, okay, I have everything I need. We can track them now.
Oh, okay. I'm going. Okay. I'll wave at the mushroom.
Alright, so it doesn't understand or speak languages, but it understands your intent. So it doesn't speak, but it makes a little, like, gurgly noise and waves at you. So what do you want it to do, Newt?
What are there stats for familiars?
Yeah,
right.
they have what are you trying to get it to do that makes
I'm gonna take it up to where some of the whatever is left of the blood from the chief on the ground and have it sniff it and be like,
we're tracking this. Let's go.
So its modifiers to perception, acrobatics, and stealth are equal to your level plus your spellcasting ability modifier. So if it's rolling for anything, are you bringing it with you, or are you sending it off on its own?
I'm bringing it with me.
Okay.
Newt just wanted help to track down the thing.
All right. What kind of skills do you want it to be trained in?
I don't know. I'll look it up. For now, we'll just wing it.
All right. So you're gonna summon your little familiar, and you're gonna go hunting after the creature that that escaped. Okay. All right. So Newt is going on a tracking Newt, the snappy jaw hunter, out into the wild once again.
Newt's gonna take her actually, she's gonna leave all the tribal gear on, but gonna put on the little crocodile on her hat and be like,
we go venturing back out into the swamps.
All right.
We're gonna find ourselves a flying goblin and stick our thumb in its butt. I mean, what?
Steve instinctively jumps on Lizzie, ready to go on the hunt after getting over his stage fright.
Desi, are you coming?
Probably not after you said that question. I don't want the thumb of my yeah, let me ask Chief Wave in case need thing, okay?
Okay.
Sniddy, do you need me?
Yeah.
Or can I go help track down the flying gobbo?
Go help track down Flying Gobbo. I will be here to take care of Goblinz.
Okay. Wiggums. If anything happens to my wife, I'll personally hold you accountable. Okay, bye.
He just has like that look on his face.
That's probably going to be the last look he ever makes if something happens.
All right.
I'm gonna roll to see how I feel about Lizzie. 1 second.
Okay.
You know, if Steve can do it, I can do it. That's just a scientific law. That's like condensation or evaporation or thermodynamics. Like that's just scientific fact. If Steve can do it, I can do it. So I'm just gonna hop up on that gator. I'm gonna I'm gonna be the only person with no hat. So
Also, just a reminder to everybody in chat, thank you for that raid from Lunaline Moonglow. If you guys are a fan of talking rabbits from the moon, you should definitely go talk to Luna there in chat. Follow that link to her. But thank you very much for the raid. Thanks for joining us here, guys. We are doing an All Goblins Pathfinder 2.0 campaign called Weam's Goblins. So if you guys like that kind of shit, settle in and enjoy it. And if you don't, well, we appreciate having you here and hope you have a wonderful night. But as you ride off to find the trail of this creature, we will... tell you what, Newt, I will let you use your nature roll for tracking. Nature or survival, whichever one is your preference. They're both the same modifier.
Also, real quick, I did find some stuff for the familiar. And it speaks Common, Sylvan, and an additional language equal to your intelligence modifier. And it can choose between Draconic, Elven, Gnomish, Goblin, Halfling, Undercommon.
Oh, okay. So he does speak. Great. Another random thing I have to talk for.
what?
Bringus, what the fuck? We're getting so many raids.
Oh my god.
Bringus,
Oh,
what are you
Bringley
doing?
boy.
How you doing?
I hope you had fun.
Oh my god, Bringley boy. Hello, thank you for raiding the
Bringler.
Gobos.
Jesse is the Bringler. That should come as no surprise.
Tell us what Bringus was up to. Was it a
What
thing?
brings
Yeah.
you
It
here?
was Eden Lost. He was doing a VRP. This was, I believe, part 3, the final part of Eden Lost for right now.
Oh hell yeah!
Oh.
Well, thank you. Depression
Okay.
was doing depression. That sounds exciting.
Oh god.
It sounds like what was going on. Understandable.
Oh, I do that regularly.
This is a competition.
Oh, was this the maid dressed episode? Oh, it's part 4. Thank you, Venny.
There's a maid dress episode?
Well,
That's what this one. I saw pictures.
thank you for the raid. To those of you who've been coming in with the raids, we've just come to the climax of the big play to convince all these goblins here that Snooty is the rightful goblin queen. The former chief of the tribe exploded and turned into a flying goblin woman who then escaped into the sky. And now there are some townsfolk and local actors doing an intermission performance while we sort out separating the party into a group tracking the creature that exploded out of the chief belly bloat, and the group that is going to get the goblins in order so that the guards on the wall don't shoot them all full of fucking crossbow bolts. So yeah, thanks for being here. Settle in. Enjoy the shenanigans we're getting up to. And I hope that, Bringus, you had a good time if you can hear us. And otherwise, thanks for raiding. And settle in, everybody. So, Snooty. Also, before I forget, Newt, what do you want to call your familiar? What's their name?
I don't know yet.
You can think on it if you want.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
think on it.
Just-
You wanted me to roll a survival or nature, though, right?
Yes, I want you to roll. I want you to roll either survival or nature, and you can have advantage because of the assistance from all the other creatures that are with you.
My survival and nature is the same, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's just your call.
Okay. Advantage.
All right. Now you have a pretty high modifier. And you have advantage. Do you want to risk it being even better? Because one thing I will remind people about Pathfinder 2.0 and Pathfinder in general is that it has a much higher DC modifier like ceiling of certain things. So if you want, you can give it a reroll, but if you're cool with the 24, but you are
Go,
tracking...
Bojago!
Okay. All right.
Yeah, one more.
Really worth.
You lose a toe in the process.
Ah! My toe!
Does the toe ever come back?
Yeah, there's a roll on the bullshit pool to replace it.
Oh.
One
God.
of the bullshit pool rolls regrows all lost limbs.
Oh God.
So until then, you might end up a no-toe
Desi!
goblin.
I'm missing
Yeah.
a toe.
You know, that happened to me last episode. It's not a big deal. It'll come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It will
Sorry,
come back.
sorry.
Do not worry.
Newt will calm down, fix her crocodile hunting hat, and be like,
Aye, let's go track down this cracky gobbo.
Yeah, that sounds like a good plan. I have to admit I am not used to tracking animals, so I'm going to observe.
All right. So as that's going on, we are going to go back to the performance. So that's going to take a bit of time. We'll have you guys come back into the mix, but for now, we're basically just focusing on Snooty and Dixie until I give you the results of that tracking. So, to that effect, now that it's just you back there, Seardak goes, "All right, you weird goblin with the wig, or at least previously with the wig. Is he wearing the wig?"
No, Snooty's still wearing the wig. She never gave it back.
Alright, cool. Goblin formerly wigged. Wiggums, right? Interesting name. Could you hand that back to Snooty if you're done calling the whatever the fuck you were dealing with? We need to give it back to the one on the wall so that we can get this all coordinated. And Wiggums just kind of nods and holds it back to you, Snooty. How do you want to get this back to Dixie?
Okay, so Oleg,
Hands it to Oleg.
you got strong arms.
Yeah.
Okay, follow me.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
You see Red Goblin up there?
He looks up and he waves to you, Dixie. Do you wave back?
I really awkwardly wave back. Like I can't hear them from all the way up here.
Yeah, it's pretty...
It's tough to hear.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna chuck that at her head. That way she catches it. Or Frank catches it.
Alright. I'll aim for the mouth of Frank.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. I'm a
And right as he chucks it, she goes,
Dixie! I can't hear.
You call out the...
What?
and then he
All right.
tosses it.
I'll give the, I don't actually have his athletics modifier updated for some reason, but there we go. All right. Yeah, he hucks that thing right into Frank's mouth. So you look down over the edge and you're like, "What? I can't hear you." And Oleg just aims it perfectly, and it just whoop, right into catching onto Frank. So the long range communication badge just whack into Frank's mouth. Dixie, how do you respond to that?
Do I even notice that tiny thing flying all the way up here?
Give me a perception roll. Yes.
I'll take it out of my hat and I'll look at it, and this is the badge, right? Just
yeah,
to
you
clarify.
recognize it as what you were
okay.
communicating through before.
I don't know. I don't.
Dixie,
This isn't
do
really
you
a
hear
proactive
me?
situation for me.
Dixie.
Yeah?
Okay, cool. So we're gonna do more things again on the stage, but we needed you to have this. This was just easier. Have Oleg throw it at you.
Oh, okay. Wait, you guys want me to do more stuff? Are we gonna have to kill something?
No, we're gonna kill horse.
Oh, you talked about. I remember you guys talk. Yeah, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna. She makes like, she kind of shows the gun, but like it's just like a shiny like speck, like gleaming at Dixie probably from that angle. And she's just like, this. I'm gonna shoot this at the horse. It's a gun.
That doesn't seem safe.
It has
The
no
horse would be like
bullets.
not real though.
It has no ammo. It just go. Pow.
Okay. We can try. How big do I make it?
Hey, how big we make horse? Tap Sirdak on the shoulder.
The size of a horse, my dear.
And
I guess.
size of a horse.
Sounds good.
Yeah. It's so nonchalant and I fucking love it. I'm sorry.
All right. So now that you have relayed that information, do you return to the backstage?
Yeah. I go, come on, like.
Oh. All right, now with Dixie within communication range and you behind stage of Sirdak, he goes, all right, now, what we'll have you do is we'll have you come up on stage and look all important to the goblins, maybe say something. He points to Wiggums and says, you go on stage with her too and look like she's just so much better than you. Just completely in every way. Maybe even get on your knees. And Wiggums looks a little like, he like growls at him a little bit. Snooty, how do you want to interpret this interaction, if anything?
No growling. He's trying to help.
Fine.
Good job, Pap. You can have your wig back.
Just snatches it out of your hand and puts it on his head. Dusts himself off and, like, moves his jacket to make himself look as best as he can while he gets ready to basically debase himself on stage. Okay. Now, Snooty, before you go out there and make the best show of it, and then I will... He looks at your badge and says, do you mind if I use your talking thing, and I'll let your friend on top know when to bring the horse in.
Yeah.
All right.
Pins it to Sirdak.
Oh,
There you go.
thank you. Yes. Is there anything else you need before you go out there and show them just how good a goblin you are?
Looks at Wiggums. Do you have any ideas?
Make the horse big and scary, I guess. The bigger and scarier, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah. That one.
Okay. Yeah, that's the best
Yeah.
I can do.
This is a good plan. Good plan.
Sirdak
Looks at
nods.
Sirdak.
He says, all right, I'll bring the dancers off stage. We'll get you ready.
Hormst. Horms.
Don't pay attention to that. Don't,
Forms.
Nope, nothing there. All right.
Horms.
Sirdak makes his way to the edge of the stage. And we'll zoom out to the performance again. Here we go. Alright, we will change the audio. Alright, we gotta get that one song going again here for everybody in chat that I was using during the performances. Here we go. There we go. So, Sirdak takes the stage, and you can definitely tell that there has been a decent effort by those on stage. A couple of the female goblins have kind of, like, been throwing like bits and pieces of shiny stuff a little bit at Kevig and Naffer. Some of them kind of forgot they were in a very dangerous situation, and you know, some of the male goblins too. I'd say the goblins don't necessarily give a shit about that kind of thing. So they're up on stage throwing their shinies and being all like, woo, kind of situation. And Sirdak comes up and is like, all right, off the stage. And they take the hint and kind of like everyone starts clearing the stage awkwardly, and some of the goblins are like, oh. And he goes, yes, please, return to your seats, please. Dear, turns around to look at the wall. Anxious townsfolk of Sandpoint, and gracious goblin audience from the Suckfrog tribe, we have for you tonight as the finale of our great... No, fuck off. My internet shit itself. Hold on. We have for you tonight... He didn't say that bit. We have for you tonight the finale of our grand performance by your Empress Snooty. She will come out and prove to you all, without a shadow of a doubt, that she is one of the greatest goblins that ever will or currently is living, that any of you have ever seen. Enjoy. And he just bows deeply. And basically by this point, everyone has cleared off the stage. And as Sirdak comes to backstage, what do you do, Snooty?
Snooty takes in a deep breath and tries to conceal the gun again, so that way when she pulls the gun out, it's like, ooh, you know.
All right.
She goes up next to Sirdak. She takes a deep breath. She looks at him. And then goes past and goes here.
Today, we give you more of a show.
She walks side to side on the thing.
We have here one of our biggest and scariest foes. It has eaten us. It has trampled us. And its hooves give us nightmares. We have a horse.
As he said, as you say that, Sirdak brings the thing to his mouth and he goes, "All right, Dixie, now conjure an illusion in the best, most impressive, intimidating way that you can of a big, scary horse. The bigger and scarier, the better you can do. Just get it out there. Terrify those goblins."
Due to these new directions, I make a horse like double the size of a regular horse. Like fucking I'm gonna make it like night black with like pure bloodshot red eyes, like piercing. Just like basically crawl out from like the ground, or in this case I guess the stage.
Alright.
Like gnarling its teeth and like its saliva just dripping down onto the stage.
Alright. This calls for a tone change. I'm going to play a little bit of this. Looking at the stage, you all can see the kind of like nasty, flowing, foggy shadows appear onto this stage and out over it, and the goblins all take note. They're like, oh my goodness. And rising out of the stage, double the size of a real-ass horse, is this massive, intimidating creature that takes up a fair bit of the stage, and it looks way scarier than your average horse. And I'll bring it on screen now. There you go. As it rises...
Oh, big horns.
Yeah, big horns. As it rises from the center of the stage, Snooty, you know this is an illusion, but you're also a bit of a dumbass goblin. So you
spell
need to
DC is
make-
20, so
You need to make a will save for me with advantage. You know it's an illusion, but it is still terrifying to behold. Also, Wiggums is out here with you as well. We forgot we needed him for that. So he's just out there, like, he's on his knees, trying to look shorter than you. And as this thing is coming out of the ground, he's also going to make a will save. Alright. Snooty, before I tell you what happens, do you want to call Goblin bullshit? Or are you
No,
gonna
because
let
I'm scared I'm gonna get a worse roll. Please let me just keep this.
Alright. Snooty, despite you knowing that this is an illusion, it is so well conjured and impressively done by Dixie that it's very difficult to dispel the reality of the illusion. In fact, as you look on it, you're seized up with terror. Looking upon it emerging from the stage, it's just absolutely huge presence looms over you, and that weapon in your hand shakes as you find yourself unable to react. However, from the ground behind you, Wiggums just starts nudging into you, and he's like,
Shoot it! Shoot it! It's just it's not real. Shoot it!
She kind of starts psyching herself up. She's like waving her hands in front of herself for a moment. She's kind of doing a little bouncy bounce. She's trying to make it look like she's super brave for all the goblins out there. She pulls out her gun and go.
As the air weapon fires, sending no projectile but making a loud bang, Dixie, what do you make the Hormps do in response to this shot?
I wanted to like gnarl and squeal and pain, like reeling backwards, but not being quite defeated yet. Like lunging forward to sort of not too fast to try and give Snooty an opportunity to attack it again before it can hit her, but like to swing at her.
Wait. So you're gonna have it attack?
Yeah, with its like big hoof.
After or before the shot?
Well, he recoils from the shot and then attacks.
All right.
If I make it too easy, no one's gonna believe it.
Ah, you know, that's fair. That's fair. All right, Snooty, you're definitely still. The creature is still standing and reels back from the impact, but it's swinging for you. It seems like another blow might put it down. However, the initial reaction of it, I need you to make another will save with advantage for me, please. Ooh, pretty good, pretty good. The DC has lowered. I will give another roll. Alright. Together, Wiggums behind you, Snooty. Wiggums just goes, you got it, finish it off. Kill it. Snooty, you feel motivated to fire again as this thing is swinging for you. It looks like it's about to take you right off the stage. You and Wiggums
I'm gonna
both.
make this a performance. I'm gonna make it a performance that nobody will ever forget. I am going to zoom under the hooves and shoot from underneath.
Give me a performance roll to see how impressive this looks to everyone, please. That's pretty good. That's a pretty decent roll.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Do you wanna risk a reroll or will you
No.
Alright. Wiggums, as the hand comes by, Wiggums, he thinks about it and he like follows the path of the thing, dodging out of the way. He just goes, throws himself to the stage. I'm gonna roll to see how well Wiggums does a performance on that front. He's not bad at performing. He doesn't upstage you, but he definitely follows it enough that any goblin watching would be able to be like, oh, you know, impressed by it. And as you stride forward, firing into the creature, Dixie, what do you do? What do you make the illusion do in tandem?
If she's attacking again, then I will let it like basically dissolve from the impact. Like screaming with this blood curdling scream, and then just fall to the ground and sort of dissolve into ash.
All right. You fire into this big creature, and it falls to the ground, screeching. it appears to let out a horrendously loud cry of, like, suffering as it dies, and then dissipates and falls apart in front of everyone. As it does so, Snooty, how do you seize the initiative of this kill? What is the final thing that you deliver to these goblins before it is time for them to eat the food that has been prepared?
She is going to pose triumphantly as everything disperses, as she goes forward, and she looks at the goblins.
I have defeated a scary foe. To this,
She points to over here, where all the food is.
we have given you a feast like no other. Eat and enjoy.
The goblins all clap enthusiastically. Some of them, as soon as you make mention of that, like even the hint of like it's okay to go get food, before they're even like it's time to do anything else, a bunch of them are just like like running over here. But a good majority of them stay and clap. And Wiggums takes a knee in front of you and basically is just like, "Yes, to our new leader, Goblin Empress Snooty. Cheer! Cheer for her!" And everyone, you know, all the goblins, they're jumping up, and in their usual rapacious way, they're all disjointedly cheering, "Snooty! Snooty!" Some of them are just, like, getting into fist fights because they're so excited. And as this crazy chaos is unfolding, we now go to the other half of our party. So as the goblins at the stage, I guess, just absolutely decimate this this spread of food and begin to kind of mingle and wander around and stuff, you can see that the people on the wall have relaxed a bit. It seems like things are going well, although many of them are still incredibly nervous, because even in their most passive state, goblins are pretty fucking chaotic. So, Snooty, you think about how you want to wrangle that a little bit better, and how you want to get Dixie's assistance in all that process, and Dixie just what you want to do now that all of this has kind of reached a good point. We'll come back to you after the break, but before we go on the break, I need to go over to Team Snappy Jaw Hunter. So, let's go ahead with this.
Hell yeah, Team Discovery Channel.
Hell yeah. Alright. Newt atop Lizzie
Goblin
and...
Geographic.
Yes. On this episode of Gobbo Geographic, Newt, with your newfound familiar aiding you in the tracking process, riding atop Lizzie, joined by Desi and Steve. Desi, you have a pretty damn good...
and Newty.
Oh, yes, and Newty.
I can't forget
Sorry.
Newty.
Yes, you can't forget Newty.
And the
Lizzie.
little mushroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lizzie.
And Shroomy.
And Shroomy.
Is that what you're calling him, Shroomy?
Yeah. His name...
Everything ends in E.
Its name is Shroomy. They got Lizzie, Shroomy, and Newty.
Lizzie.
Yep.
Newty.
Yep.
All right. That's
Oh God! Oh God! Wait a minute! Hold on! My
And
name is Desi.
And Snooty.
Do you...
Oh
You're-
no! Dude is just collecting everything.
Catch 'em all.
Your core stats also, I believe. Let me take a look at that to make sure I'm getting this right. Your intelligence modifier means that I'm going to go ahead and say that Shroomy only speaks common.
Oh, okay.
Your intellect is
Well,
a -2.
Well, it knows common, and it knows whatever the plants speak, Sylvan or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no other extra languages.
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way out into the forest and along the shoreline, following the trail of basically like crashed branches and the occasional blood splatter, you're a pretty expert tracker, and you also have enough things on you that would all help you in that process. Desi, you're not really... This isn't your wheelhouse as much, But you do have a good set of eyes on you, and you're definitely able to follow along and be of some help in this process. It's just like Newt is pretty much fairly ahead of the curve here, so your efforts are primarily in assistance.
Prepare for this wonderful role as I try to assist.
Yeah, you're out of your element here. This isn't your expertise, so you're just along for the ride, but definitely helpful in the case of an encounter. However,
when
yeah.
when Dixie tries to like assist the tracking, Newt's gonna give her like the same look she gives Newt when Newt's trying to do like hard thinky stuff. She's gonna be like,
"Aw, you're so cute." Pat, pat, pat. Thank you for your help.
Basically the same thing that Desi does to like me and Snooty all the time. Where it's
I
like,
carried
"Aw."
that.
Desi's gonna just take the pats to the head and stare for a minute, and then just be like,
Yeah, okay. The turnaround is fair play. Thank you.
It's okay. You got Big Brian. I got big hunting or big instinct.
Yeah.
What? I don't know the word because I don't have Big Brian.
As you continue following the trail and having this conversation, you realize your journey has come to an abrupt end, as the trail has now led over the cliffside of the ocean.
Oh no.
To continue following this trail, you would need to be able to get out onto the ocean rapidly, or have some method of flight.
Desi, I need your Big Brian.
Yeah, what can I help you with?
The tracks go that way.
Point it out to the ocean.
Wait, they go into the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, crocodiles do swim. Is there an island that way?
You could both give me a, what's the word I'm looking for here? A perception roll. Yes, both of you can give me perception rolls if you'd like.
I was like, don't ask me for a nature check.
Aha!
And I'll even give one to Steve. That tracks. All right. Looking out onto the ocean. Let's see here. What is the name of this place? Well, you don't need to know the name, but I just want to have it up. It does look like there is a small landmass, a fair distance off the shore, that is visible by the naked eye. And you can see, Newt, a small red dot that looks like it's flying, heading towards the island.
There!
Points.
Yeah, that's probably the thing that we're looking for.
To the ocean.
How far down is the drop?
Probably a good... I want to say... if I'm converting this into feet, probably about 120 feet. So unless you have some way of slowing Lizzie's descent, it will kill you.
I guess we go around.
Yeah, I guess we go around.
I mean, sorry, it won't kill you guys if you jump from a cliff like this and dive into it without doing like a belly flop, because it's the ocean rocks could be cleared with a decent enough acrobatics roll. The problem is Lizzie would need assistance getting into the water, because Lizzie could get hurt by this. You guys, as long as you don't hit the rocks, could be fine, but there is a chance if you fuck it up, you could die on some rocks.
You're saying if like Lizzie belly flopped, it would be bad, is what you're saying?
Yeah, yeah. If Lizzie tried to jump down, there would be a high chance that Lizzie would die horribly doing that.
No,
You guys,
we're gonna...
as long as you
Fortunate.
miss the rocks, you'll be okay on the jump.
Unfortunately, I am not able to make anything that would help Lizzie. I'm not used to working in that size category. Hmm.
You do know, however, that there is an island in the distance that seems to have fled to. So if you can return to town and find a way of getting there, it would be a very short journey. Like, you could get there with a rowboat even, and without it being like a huge amount of time. Provided one of you knows how to row competently, I suppose. I guess that is a thing.
Nah,
Sorry,
we
go
just
on.
tie Lizzie to the boat and have Lizzie swim.
Oh, that is true. Lizzie would... I don't think Lizzie would have any problems being in the ocean.
No.
There are saltwater crocodiles all the time.
Yeah.
Crocodiles kill sharks quite
And-
frequently.
In fact, I think a lot of swamps have
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
near
that shouldn't be a
ocean.
problem.
Australia is connected to the ocean.
Yes, it is.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just in case you didn't know that, it's connected to the ocean.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
thank
Connected
you.
to the ocean.
Thank you.
The swampy's connected to the ocean. Ocean's connected to the everything.
We will start making our way down to find a lower area to enter the beach. Get to the beach.
All right. So are you gonna try to are you gonna go back to town and find a way to get over there, or are you gonna try to get down this cliff immediately?
Find the way down the cliff unless Desi offered a better idea.
Look, I know I've been the MacGyver so far, but I have had no day to prepare for crocodile. I don't even have sheets to make a parachute. Like,
You know that
listen,
if you follow the road to Sandpoint, the only place you're aware of along this entire road that goes down to the beach is from where you the junk dump, essentially. Here, let me make it easier by showing you guys the map again. So the cliffside along that road a ways is just solid cliff face. The beach area and all that stuff from Junker's Edge is like the nearest access to it. You don't there on the overmap that I have as well, there's no other beaches. There's like no other way down there aside from literally going to Sandpoint. Because it's all just high cliffs all the way along for a fair ways. So, the easiest way to get down without immediately finding a way to just jump off the cliffs with this huge-ass crocodile is to go back to town and use the beach from that point.
yeah, we probably have to go to beach. At the
Son of a
town.
beach.
Yeah, no, it's really a beach of a situation.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately. Sorry, wife. If I had the time to do that kind of stuff, to make emergency gator parachute, I would. But unfortunately, with the information that I was provided, I feel like I was denied critical need to know information. Otherwise, I would have considered needing things for an alligator. Like a ladder, or rope, or raw meat, or, probably a permit.
Yes, gotta have a permit before you put your snappy jaw in the ocean. Everybody knows that.
Well, an alligator parking permit's not cheap, It sometimes costs you an arm and a leg. But boom.
Well, there you go. That's it. The eyebrows are on. Everybody gets their 2 XP. You've done it. I ensured up until this point.
That is probably the longest that you ever have done so. Yeah.
Enjoy your XP. Meanwhile,
You
though,
know, I will.
you
I
don't
earned
know.
that shit.
Time is kind of a factor here on whether you guys are going to be able to get over there before. Basically, the longer you let that creature linger on the island, the sooner it's going to get its shit together. So, what are you guys going to do now?
Go to beach, get in boat, go hunt down monster. It doesn't seem that dangerous.
All right. Is that your plan? You're gonna beach boat it?
Well, you know, I was planning on basically making a crafting roll, but unless I get the one.
A crafting roll to do what?
When we get to the beach, when I find a rowboat, I am hooking Lizzie to the rowboat.
Okay, so you're looking for the nearest rowboat, attaching the fucking alligator to it, and just hauling ass?
Yeah.
All right.
Basically.
So just the two of you, and the gaggle of followers of
we have Steve and Newty and Shroomy.
Alright, yeah, no. That's
That is like a whole party.
That's perfectly fine. Alright.
You know, unless Nitty thinks that we could go get some guards or something.
We'll get to all that when we get to it, because I just need to know what your pending choice is. So you guys are gonna choice. You're gonna continue riding Lizzie along the edge of the cliffs until you get back to town, grab a boat, head over to the island. All right, cool. We'll address that as we get to it. So, as our intrepid adventurers follow the trail and see this creature disappearing to what appears to be an island surrounded by a lot of jagged rocks, you get aboard, or you collectively decide it's boating time. And as you head back to the town of Sandpoint, I think now is the perfect time for us to take our mid-session break.
You know, I do love it when, Dr. Bodius said it's boating time and then boated all over. That's my favorite.
Hey, Goblins, can you say bye for now, and we're gonna go BRB?
Bye for now.
Yeah, bye for now. We will be back in about 10 minutes. The silver bird has to use the poo door.
I don't, but yes, we are taking our quick break. We'll see you guys soon. About 15 minutes or so.
Silver's poo dooring.
I said, are you ready, Goblins?
Yeah, ready.
Yeah, giant bird.
I can't hear you.
Aye,
Captain.
Oh, welcome back, everyone, to the show.
All right, that's enough of that. Hello.
What?
Welcome.
Flynn, square pants.
No, he said that was enough.
Dixie, giant hat.
He said that was enough.
Who fucks their hat in the room? Dixie, giant hat.
Against Prim Chops.
I can't even fuck my hat in peace, dude. I'm not hurting anyone. I'm having sex with my hat. I don't know why everyone's gotta make it a big deal. Oh, you're free. It's like, who gives a shit, dude?
Who's porous and full of sex liquids? Frank, witch hat.
Just flop on your hat.
Oh no.
I'm just trying to live my own business, live my own life, and everyone has to come in and fucking judge me for it. Just let me fucking live, dude.
Dixie, sex hat.
Okay, how's chat?
Thanks for Bard gifting that sub to Anal Sniffer.
Riley. Oh my god.
So before we get back into the mix here, a reminder, if you guys could follow all these wonderful people who are part of this project, I'd really, 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 really appreciate that. It'd be really kind of you. We all do content on Twitch and get up to all kinds of crazy shenanigans. And it would be really kind of you to show your support to everybody involved in this project by following their different Twitch channels and engaging in their content. Otherwise, there is a list there as well for the archive of previous sessions if you want to watch starting from the beginning. And yeah, otherwise, if you like what you see and enjoy our production, you can support us by contributing either donations, bits, or subscriptions. And every $10 worth of those contributions that end up in our pocket. So for subscriptions, it's half, because Amazon takes half, and like for bits, it's a little less than the full, because, you know, although I think actually on our end, the bits
That's
we
on their
receive
end.
is
It's
just a
our
full
end. We get
straight.
full.
Yeah, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So
Yeah,
bits
yeah.
equivalent also
Subs are the only thing
counts.
that are weird because fucking Daddy Bezos sticks a fucking milkshake straw over here and reenacts that fucking scene from that one movie. I drink your milkshake. I slurp it up.
Yeah, no one got the reference. Sorry.
No?
Kind of disappointing, honestly.
You know, that's fine.
What movie is
That's
that?
fine. What?
What movie is that?
What? The I drink your milkshake?
Yeah, what the fuck?
You've never seen that?
No, what's the
It's from Will You Be Blood. All right, clearly.
Oh, fuck. Okay, interesting. It's been a while since I've watched that.
Clearly, I'm gonna have to put that there.
Okay.
Oh my God, Zalara, thank you for the 550 subs. Jesus Christ.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That is very kind of you.
See? It's Teddy Bezos. Teddy Bezos goes, I heard about your sub. And so...
with other subs that have contributed, we're actually up 2 Goblin Bullshit points. So thank you, Zilnara. That is very kind of you. So we've increased the bullshit.
Did they just contribute and you just call them a sub?
Oh my God.
Yeah, thanks to the other subs who've contributed.
Such a Goblin Cheeks.
Thanks for the sub to Goblin Cheeks. Yeah, so if you guys like what we do, that money goes towards helping support the broadcast, get us more resources and more shenanigans at hand. So yeah, if that's something you guys enjoy, then please feel free to make your contributions. Donations and all that shit that count, that happen during the evening of, basically count. Peter, stop scaring the shit out of Effie. Otherwise, yeah, thanks everybody for your contributions and supporting us, and we appreciate having you here. Meanwhile, however, there was something else I was going to mention, and I forgot about it. Luna, thank you for the 100 bits. That's absolutely insane.
Yo, Luna, thank you for the 100 biddies.
It's very kind of you. Hope you're doing okay after that journey, Luna, as well, where you are currently, and hope things go smoothly with the house. But for now, let's get back into it. Goblins, are you ready to resume your adventures?
Yeah.
I've not once been ready. Let's do it.
All right. Perfect.
I was born ready.
Goodness. All right. Let's do our usual Sandpoint background shenanigans. Yes.
I even have a trophy shelf saying #1 Goblin Pit Survivor.
Thank you for the gift sub to Goblin Titties.
Yeah, the Goblin Titties.
They're pretty great. There we go. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I wanted Harbor. There we go. Alright. Play that. Also, before we get back into it, do you want to give Rendon your follow?
Yeah. Rendon2064. Thank you so much for the follow. Climb the box where it can be cozy. We got hot chocolate, marshmallows, blankets, and now we got you. How the hell are you?
Perfect. Alright.
Fucking Peter, goddammit, you...
Alright. Now that we are back into the mix, let's return to let's return to our group managing the goblins right now. So Snooty, Dixie, and the assembled townsfolk. You now have a different problem on your hands, which is after these goblins are fed and have settled in a bit more, how do you get them through town to the Kaijitsu Manor without major disruption? So, with that thought in mind, now Snooty, hold on, let me switch us over to the wall again, just to make it a little easier to keep track of this, some elements. So I'll put the people who are involved in this conversation on stage at the moment. Whoop. Whoop. And by this point, coming down from the ramparts, or not, sorry, Fuck, I should have had them there the whole time. Basically, the sheriff and the mayor have been watching this performance from the sidelines at some of the side seating this whole time, and now they're involved in the whole conversation. So, as the goblins are busying themselves and you're all kind of like in this clusterfuck, Kendra leans in and she says, so why did the chief explode? Snooty.
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 Sorry. Sorry, I didn't hear what you said, my bad.
Kendra,
Snooty
the
died.
mayor, is asking you why the chief exploded.
I have no idea. One moment we were talking, next moment they took a knee and the.
She looks at you, Dixie, like with like a do you have answers kind of look.
Stop looking at me, dude.
You
Got
say that
nothing
to
for
the-
you.
You say that to the mayor?
Yeah.
Just like
Don't
that?
ask me.
Okay.
Oh, dude.
All right. Sirdak, he gets down and he looks really excited. Like, he catches up with the rest of you and he's like, that was an amazing performance. My goodness, the shivers, the drama. I've never seen something matter so much in my goddamn life. And he's just looking around a little bit and he goes, where'd your friend with the big lizard go?
I have no idea.
Unfortunate. They'll just have to join us later.
I'm starting to see what you guys are saying about him. It's been kind of weird.
He grabs you by the shoulders, Snooty, and shakes you a little bit and goes, but you were a commanding performance. My God, I've never seen such acting.
Thank you. I tried my best.
It's impressive. I have notes on other things you could have done differently, but for the most part, goodness, it was just amazing.
Thank you.
Remember, if you ever get tired of ruling over all these goblins and need a change of scenery, we could take this act on the road. I know plenty of places along the Varisian coast which we could make a fortune off this.
Don't listen to him. It's a scam.
What?
Oh.
It's not a scam.
I performed on the road before. It's a scam.
Yes, but you didn't travel with the theater. And he like gestures at all the people who are like taking off their costumes.
It seems similar to me.
Oh, hold on. Where's
that one? Where is he? Oh, Kevig. She just walks out off this conversation real quick.
Kevig?
Okay, bye.
Okay.
He
Come on.
Okay, yeah.
Points to the 3 goblin women right here. And then pushes them off the stage.
They're yours now. You 3, this is your new husband. Take him.
I say in goblin, he doesn't even know what's going on.
Alright, you take what is arguably the, by human definitions, ugliest man in town, and throw him to the goblins. And the 3 goblins, and 2 other goblins who you just didn't even, like, bring in on the mix, basically come over to him and are, like pushing him along into the goblin crowd, and he's just, like, he looks like the happiest man alive. And they're, like, fighting each other to hold his hand.
It's like really cute though, because it's
Yeah.
actually kind of wholesome.
Yeah,
They're just
yeah.
I hold hand. No, I hold hand. No, I hold hand.
Yes.
It's just adorable.
It is. It is supremely adorable. And they're
I didn't want to
fighting over
forget that I promised him he'd have a goblin wife, and I didn't want to forget to do that.
it. Well, you definitely followed up. Alright, so after you take care of that promise, as you come back to the group, Naffer, who's now, like, taken off of a fair bit of his, like, outfit and stuff, he walks up to you, Snooty, and he goes, I can't help but notice that, that fellow seems rather popular with the goblin women.
You want to talk to some goblin ladies?
He just sheepishly nods his head.
Goes over here, points to this whole 6th row in front.
He goes, that for those ones. Ladies! Elabager Bachelor!
For you, all in goblin, and then just walks away.
He gets down off the stage and is also engaged by goblins immediately, who are all like asking him questions and talking to him about stuff, and he just looks like supremely pleased with himself.
He's gonna be swimming in Goblinz.
God damn it.
The Goblotion.
All right. Meanwhile, everybody's standing around. Kendra just sighs, and she goes, "Well, I suppose that went well." Still looking down at pieces of the dead chief on the ground. Now we have to get them through town without issue and bring them over to the manor. Does anyone have any thoughts on that?
That would be easy. So we make sure that they're all full, because then they'll be very slow, right, Wiggum? They'll be very slow after they eat, and then we give. So I saw kids. I saw a bunch of kids like this. You get some rope and tell them they have to hold on to it, and we have leaders for each line, and then they'll follow.
Wiggums raises a hand to speak.
Wiggums?
I already convinced them to have hand buddies, like they hold each other's hand. That could work. We could tie all the hand buddies together in like a rope line, and then we could do like a hand buddy line.
Oh yeah, that would be perfect.
I just want you to know that, like, everyone was so scared of these fucking goblins, and we're over here being like, yeah, hand buddies and the fucking kindergarten rope trick to keep kids together and shit. It's like, how can you be scared of them?
Some members of this town remember watching goblins do horrible, violent things, so I think that's where it comes from. But yes, I agree. In this circumstance, very hard to find them threatening.
They're more threatening when they're killing your entire family, probably, I think.
Yeah, definitely. When they're raiding, definitely not fun, but when they're just, like, being idiot goblins who live in their own homes, very different vibe. So, as this is going on, Kendra sighs, and she says, all right, well, that arranges one element of that. And she looks over at you, Dixie, and she says, Councilwoman, do you have any recommendations of anything we could perhaps do in addition while we're working them through the streets?
I don't... You know what? I am in the exact same spot as you. I have no idea.
She looks
I'm not really used to this.
She looks a little thoughtful, and Baylor steps forward, and he looks at you, Dixie, and he says, how much of your illusionary magics do you still have in reserve?
Not fucking much. It took a lot out of me.
Baylor looks at Sirdak, and he looks around at everybody here and says, Kendra, do you remember about 6 summers ago when we had that circus go through the center street? And she nods and says, oh, it was quite a spectacle, yes. He goes, perhaps we could replicate something similar to help make it a little less threatening. And she looks a little thoughtful and says, I suppose we could make a performance out of it. Maybe Sirdak, like, immediately, like, his eyes lighting up. He just steps forward and says, you don't even have to ask. I know what to do. You have spoiled me greatly. Not only 1, but 2 performances of a lifetime. Not only to lead the greatest stage play the Galarian has ever seen or ever will see, but to lead a circus procession through town, to marvel, to wonder, to draw children in mirth and celebration. He pauses for a second, and he leans into you and goes, how likely will the goblins run off to eat kids?
Hmm.
Wiggums looks at
As
him
long
and
as they're
goes-
not alone.
He goes, as long as they're all holding their hand buddy's hand, it should slow them down. Maybe they'll just encourage people to keep their kids, like, behind them. Yeah, that's probably for the best. How many children live here? That might... We'll worry about that later. Everyone just stares at him for a minute, and he goes, ignore me! And turns his wig around so that it's covering his face.
Wiggums actually has a pretty big Brian.
Through his muffled wig, you just hear him say, "Back you, Jody."
No problem, Wiggums.
All right. Meanwhile, as this conversation is going on, it's about now that Operation Snappy Jaw Hunter here have reached the gates of the town to head into Sandpoint. So you can, the Snappy Jaw group, you guys can see the goblins all milling about eating and like a conversation going on the stage. Where do you guys go from here? Is it straight to the docks?
Yeah. Unless Big Brian wife has a better idea.
Well, Desi, any input, or will you allow Newt to continue to guide the Snappy Jaw? Desi? Desi.
Oh no, she's dead!
Oh no!
He's dead, see.
No.
We lost her. We lost the real one today.
Pour one out to the homies.
Yo, we need to bury her.
All right. Well, in that case, Newt, you are going to continue to follow along the original idea, which is head to the place with the boats. Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, as you continue along the road into town, you draw some interesting looks from the townsfolk. A lot of people have been like instructed to stay in their homes after all of this, but it's not like a day as usual. People are staying like in their doorways and sheltering in place at the moment. So it's like a dead. It's like when you walk through the middle of town in a Wild West like movie or a Western, and it's just tumbleweeds and everyone's looking out. It's just you on top of a fucking giant alligator with two other goblins, a normally large newt, and a weird fungal familiar creature. You look like a strange school bus full of creatures going through town. And as you go that way, is there anything you want to be doing, or are you...
Yeah, as I go, every time I see like a person, I'll just be like, tip my hat and be like,
Ma'am. Sir. Ma'am.
That's amazing. Alright. So you make your way through the streets. Now, most of the boats...
People in the streets.
Most of the boats and everything you would find either, like, basically along the southern docks of town. So you'd have to go all the way through the middle of town to get there.
okay.
So that's going to take a little bit. So as that's happening, we go back to Operation Stage Group. And, yeah, so basically, as this conversation is continuing, Sirdak is trying to do his best to get the theater group together to be like, all right, we're going to dress up as best we can to kind of, like, do the circus thing. We're going to make it look like a performance, this, like, long chain of goblins. They have very limited, like, makeup or anything along, but they're going to try to do their best for the goblins, so they're kind of planning that. Meanwhile, Kendra is still here with the two of you and goes, okay, so we're going to make a procession, a kind of parade through town.
It should be clear for the most part, as many people are in their homes. I don't know if I can think of anything else that would be helpful in this process, but she points to you, Snooty, and says, is there anything else you need from us, or anything else at all you can think of that it would be important here?
Tell everyone, hide your kids, hide your wives. The goblins are coming through town.
I see.
For safety's sakes, of course. We want to make sure everyone feels safe.
Yes, maybe we could phrase it in just like a less terrifying way, I suppose?
Oh, I said that as a meme. Yeah, no, we can do that.
All right. And she looks over at Dixie. Dixie, is there anything that you need from us, or anything that you'll be doing during all of this?
I'm just going to be watching out for things. I have stuff prepared if anything goes wrong.
Perfect. That would be fantastic of you, actually. Very much so. She looks over at Wiggums, kind of like a little thoughtfully, and goes, as a senior representative of the Suckfrog tribe, allow me to formally reintroduce myself. I am Kendra Deverin, the mayor of this town. She holds her hand out to Wiggums, and Wiggums looks a little like... He looks over at you, Snooty, for, like, you to tell him what to do.
So you take her hand and you do this?
And she grabs Wiggum's hands and shakes it so that he knows to do that to her.
He nods and then goes over and shakes the hand of Kendra a little awkwardly. Like, he's not good at handshakes, but there's like a little... Wiggums gets an idea in his head, and he gives his best attempt at, like, a friendly smile, which just looks like a horrible, like, toothy goblin grin that's very awkward to behold. And he's just like, awkwardly holding that smile, and Kendra looks a little like, ugh. And he just looks over at you like, am I doing well kind of gesture, Snooty.
Close enough.
He quickly lets go of Kendra's hand and skirts back behind you. And she shakes her head and says, we have our work cut out for us, it seems, in the next coming days. For now, though, let's get all these goblins together and send them through town as soon as possible. I would potentially think it might be better to wait until nightfall, but we could lose more goblins in the streets, and I don't think that would be beneficial. So let's get them together as fast as we can, shall we?
Sounds good.
All right. Meanwhile, Operation Snappy Jaw Rider. Let's see here. You make your way down the main street of High Street to Festival Street, all the way to the docks, and can see some of the smaller fishing boats off to the side near the beaches and stuff. There's a couple of small ones that seem pretty good, but where here, let me make this a little bit easier on you. Whoop. Grab Newt and put you over here near the docks. Alright. So basically, the more over this way to the hagfish you go, the smaller and more fishy boaties there are, and then over here to the shipyard itself, there's a bunch of larger ships at dock. So, are you just looking for, like, a rowboat?
Yeah, like a little rowboat that we can like ride on.
Alright, are you gonna try to do it stealthily, or are you just gonna look for the nearest one?
No, I'm just looking for the nearest one.
Alright. So
if there's a person out in front of it, I'm gonna talk to him.
Okay, yeah, as you go out onto one of the docks where the rowboats are, there's this haggard-looking fisherman who, like, basically walks up to you. And he goes, hey, what you want with the boats there?
Excuse me, sir. I am an officer of the law, and I need to borrow one of your boats for a mission of vengeance and protection of the town.
He looks a little, like, confused for a second. Do you hold out the
Yeah.
the badge? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
He looks down at it and reads it, and he goes, sure as I never seen something so strange as this, but you be a goblin deputy, and takes count. There's two other of your folk there, and you're riding with
This is Steve, and the one back there sleeping is Desi. And this is Newty, and this is Shroomy, and then this is Lizzie.
Hey, he looks at the crocodile, or the crocodile, and just kind of like...
Snappy Jaw!
He looks at the snappy jaw, and he just looks real thoughtful and says, now, not me to tell you your business, but ain't this here creature just a boat on its own?
Yeah, but then we will get all wet.
I suppose that's true, but, you know, it's not going to be too beneficial if you put this thing inside a rowboat.
Oh, no, he was gonna pull the rowboat.
Oh. He looks thoughtful for a second and says, you know what, that's actually something I'd like to see.
It's like a horse-drawn carriage, but less scary.
Aye, well, if you promise to bring it back in due time, then I suppose I could let you lash one up.
How much is like a rowboat normally?
I can't imagine more than like a gold, but let me just double check.
Okay, Nate's gonna like pull out like 4 gold pieces.
Oh shit!
And be
Okay,
like,
50 gold. Never mind.
What? For a rowboat?
Yeah. Rowboats.
Don't people make like a gold piece or something?
I mean, it's technically a jolly boat, which is a larger version of a rowboat. So you could get one for like 20 gold. That's a normal rowboat size.
All right, yeah. Nate's just gonna hand him 20 gold and be like,
hold on to this till I bring your boat back. This for your safety of knowledge, so you can get a replacement if something happens.
The fisherman like nods his head and says, "Oh, that's mighty kind of you. Well, I'll leave you to your business, but if you don't mind my invasive questioning, where you happen to take this thing around here? Are you going fishing?"
To the island.
What? You mean? Do you mean Chopper's Island, or?
That one.
point in the direction.
You point out into the direction that you saw the creature going, and he like stops and thinks for a bit, and he says, "Surely you not be rowing out to Grubber's Hermitage." Did you see?
I don't know, but my name's Newt.
Well, Newt.
It's not Shirley.
Oh, you know, I don't think I've heard that one before. You know,
heard what one before? The name Newt is pretty common where I'm from.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard someone named Newt. I've heard of Newts, like, points at Newty, but not a Newt, just solid. But it's a pleasure. My name's Herbert. He, like, holds his hand out to give you a handshake.
I'll high-five him.
He looks at it with a bemused look on his face, and then he just goes, "Right, well, if you're looking to head to Grubber's Hermitage, was it an island with a bunch of jagged rocks around it?"
Did it have jagged rocks around it?
Yes, it did.
Yes.
Oh, you might want to be careful on there.
Okay.
There's rumors afoot about that there island.
Rumors of a fight! Oh no!
He looks taken aback for a minute, and then says, "I suppose that could be one, but no, there's a couple of different things folks say about that. It's in the night, it's prone to causing shipwrecks quite often, and some say it's garnered its fair share of ghosts. Some even say that there's a leper colony on that there island. A lot of diseased folk.
What's a leper?
You never heard of leprosy?
What's leprosy?
It's a disease that eats your skin."
What's a disease?
You can tell he's doing the mental mathematics of looking at the 20 gold in his hand wondering if he really cares about the robo. He's just let you take that enough for this. Thinks about it and goes, well, I be not telling you your business. So if I sees you again, I look forward to it. Otherwise, enjoy
I'm a
your new boat."
deputy.
Yeah,
There, now
yeah.
you don't have to tell me my business.
That's perfectly understandable. You take
I
good
won't
care.
tell you your business even because you already told me what your business was.
I surely I did. You
All right, bye.
enjoy your boat.
Ties Lizzie up and like has Lizzie get in the water, like ties a rope or like a harness around Lizzie, has her get in the water and then ties it to the front of the boat, moves sleeping Desi on the boat, and then goes.
All right. As the fuck. Good to... Stories. The way
What,
you
the-
handled that interaction is just Yep, anyways. Now that the Harbinger is out of the way, let's get back to as you rope up the boat and get ready to use Lizzie as the pulling mechanic to said boat. That'll take a bit more time. So as we let that kind of sit there for a minute, we return to Snooty and Dixie. So after a bit of work, you finally have managed to collectively amongst you wrangle this procession of, roughly, like, at this point, maybe about 80 goblins. So with the current amount of 80 goblins or so, you manage to line them all up in a parade, and the theater folk who are assisting basically try to take up strategic positions with instruments. And they, at some point during all of this, Sirdak emerges from, like, his trunk of, like, well, his multitude of trunks of random costumes and bullshit and stuff, and he comes up to you, Snooty, and he gives you a stick. And it's this incredibly shiny-looking, like, parade lead stick, essentially. And he's wearing... He's changed his outfit to look like more of, like, a marshal uniform. And he kneels down and he gives you this really... He takes the hat off of his head that looks like this really important, pompous, like, upwards hat. And he puts it on your head. And he gives you the stick and he says, "There you are, Snooty. Now not only are you the Empress of Goblins, but you're also the parade marshal."
I don't know what that means, but I feel so powerful.
You take this stick, and he holds it up in the air and says, "And keep it in the air as best you can. Do tricks with it, make people look at it, but look flashy. You will use this..."
I know how to juggle! I can keep juggling.
Perfect. That's perfect. You could juggle the stick. It's important that you lead this parade. You will be the first in the line. You will guide this entire line of goblins and performers all the way to the manor.
So, with that being said, one of my general feats is juggle.
Mm-hmm.
You can juggle items and use your hands between tosses. So basically, I could use juggling and then also like do other things with it. But basically, I could use juggling as a form of distraction towards the goblins to just basically have them look at me. I become fatigued after 10 minutes though, which is 60 rounds worth of juggling.
Well, you're definitely going to be juggling the whole way there, so maybe I'll have you do some fortitude, but for the initial movement, I think that will work to the point that, like, they will stay very focused on you as long as you can keep the performative element up.
Understood.
Alright, meanwhile, I'm going to find parade music. Let's see here. And then also it would probably help if I show everybody the town map so we know the route that is being taken here. We will use... Are you going to ride atop Oleg, or are you going to stay on the ground?
Yeah, I'm gonna be standing on his shoulders so that way all the goblins can see me properly. And I'm gonna do cool tricks and stuff like that from him. Also, we got raided. Hello, raiders.
Oh, hello, Sparkles Mandy. That's a hell of a name.
What operators?
Hello, Sparkles Mandy.
Hello, it is a pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for the raid. What were you guys getting up to before you raided us? Were you also doing the Dungeons and the Dragons? Or
Impossible.
the role of the plays? It looks like the answer to that is yes. So thank you for joining us here tonight with our All Goblins Goofy Party. Make sure that you lovely folks check out Sparkles Mandy. It's weird saying that, but I love it. It's a fucking awesome name. You were doing Curse of Strahd. Fuck, that's awesome. Well, I hope you were enjoying the lusty vampire shenanigans. Our Forge server just went down.
What?
The service is unavailable. So,
Oh boy.
we're doing this by our imaginations.
Oh my god, it is! It's gone!
All right, time for some. We're gonna wrap up tonight's session without rolls. So I'm gonna go ahead and find us some proper parade music, and then for the remainder of tonight's session, before we call an end, I think we will definitely focus on the parade and what is to come for that. So let me just quickly search through Michael Gelfie's stuff here. Also, Grim Grixis, thank you very much for following Effie the Cat. Does anyone remember her spiel?
Thank you. Welcome to the box fort. Get comfy, get cozy. We got hot chocolate, we got marshmallows, and now we got you. How the hell are you?
There we go. Perfect. Thank you very much.
I think I forgot the blankets.
job.
But
You
Yeah,
forgot
yeah.
the blankets, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I tried.
You don't get blankets this time.
No!
We run out of blankets. Sorry, they're expensive
Yeah.
items. But while I find this music, thank you those of you who have joined us. If you guys would be interested in following the wonderful folks who do this... You-
No.
What?
Nothing. Don't follow. I'm garbage. Don't do it.
Especially
The reverse
Jasmine.
psychology.
Follow Jasminian Devils. Do it. It's just fantastic. All of these
Definitely
are very
don't.
wonderful, talented folks who I would appreciate your giving support to. Also, if you want to follow that link there to the session archives, you can watch our previous sessions to see more of the All Goblin Party shenanigans. Oh god, it's so hard to find one that works for like circusy music, but I think I found one. Think I found it. Also, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate it. Again, thank you for following Effie the Cat. Where do you know this voice? I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Maybe Aether Waypoint or something if you're
If
looking
you
at any of
follow
those.
VR roleplay community circles, I am a DM in Aether Chronicles and in Waypoint.
They're asking about Jazz's voice, not yours.
Oh, okay.
I actually have no idea. I just wanted to shit on you for a second. Keep going.
It's like I heard you in my dreams. Without me. Shit.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
sorry,
they're-
that was mean. That was the only way that I thought of reading
They-
that.
They were talking about Silver's voice.
No, they were talking about. Shut up.
So
But-
Silver has a good voice.
I just wanted to shit on Silver for a second. Just let me have this.
Val, we're all a little confused here. Can you clarify whose voice you mean? Is it mine or
No!
yours?
No, it's
Leave it a
Silver's.
mystery.
Clearly.
Leave it a
It was clearly
mystery.
Silver's.
Leave it a mystery.
We don't deserve to know.
My voice is Garbo. It's clearly Silver.
No worries, Val. Hopefully you enjoy settling in and watching the shenanigans. I'm just trying to find the best option for this parade, but you know what? I think I'm just going to go with this one, and we will be good.
See, told you.
All right. So, leading the parade through the center of town, we don't have a map to reference at the moment. So, essentially what I'm going to have you do here is, right now, Snooty, because of your juggling efforts, you're definitely able to keep the focus of the train of goblins to a decent degree, at least on the front. The other performers are keeping the group, like, as... They're basically acting as, like, side guards, and the sheriff has managed to wrangle some of the town guard to essentially act as, like, they're parading but they're also making sure the goblins don't get out of line. So they're walking with the parade, trying to make themselves look like impressive, but they're going to be essentially also there in an immediate emergency. So Kendra and the sheriff are also walking behind you, Snooty. But I forget. You're using you're
using Oleg as a
horse?
pedestal, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So you're leading the marshalling. You're riding Oleg. Are you riding on his shoulders to make it easier to juggle?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you're juggling the fucking the baton and riding upon Oleg's shoulders. That I'll already give you a degree of success for. You don't even need to roll for. But chat, since we only have one method of rolling d20s right now, can I get a roll from chat with a d20 to see how well the parade is currently off to a good start here? To see what kind of things that I need to throw in the path of this parade as it goes through town. So just exclamation mark d20, all one word, and that'll roll in chat, and I'll use the first roll I get. Thank you, Vebs. That is a 7. So.
Hey, it's Vebs. Hi,
Yeah,
Vebs.
Vebs?
She's gonna strangle you.
As this journey begins, some of the goblins get a little distracted, and start kind of like veering off course from the rear of the train. Dixie, did you have anything you wanted to do to help with this like parade procession at all?
I am sprinting up behind, just trying to keep up, because these like, you would think with the amount of them that it would have to be somewhat slow, but there's just so goddamn many that I'm having a bit of trouble keeping up with the head of the pack. My legs are small.
All right. I would ask you to give me an athletics roll, but the service is currently showing itself. So
Thank you. Thank you, God!
So as you're trying to catch up with this parade, you can see some of the goblins are definitely deviating, and like some of the guard are having trouble like keeping them focused. So as a councilwoman and representative of the goblin people, is there anything you want to do to try to get them in line?
Nope.
No?
No, I'm not getting involved with that shit right now. I will not. I refuse.
Alright, fair. As you make your way through the town and can see this all going down, do you use any of your, like, illusionary magics that you have left to help, or are you keeping that in reserve just in case there's, like, a big problem that you need to solve?
Well, I have a feeling I'm gonna need to kill someone. Actually, wait. On that topic, can I be looking around for any goblins that look like they don't really have any friends or whatever? People that, like, might not... maybe no one cares about. You know what I mean? For no particular reason.
Yeah, certainly not any,
Yeah, I just curious, really. That way I can befriend them.
Yeah, not any weird, what's the word I'm looking for?
I mean, they already lost a couple goblins. Was a couple more, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, just in case. Like, someone wanted, like, friends or something. I just want to make sure they're all taken care of.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it looks like, you could, ostensibly, an idea comes to your mind. If you're good enough at doing so, you could lead some of these goblins away from the procession to another area of town, with minimal interference, if you're clever enough about it.
Dare I try? Well, I don't think is my, like, little den, like, completed? Like, I told them to complete it within the time limit, otherwise I would literally kill them.
You don't know. You haven't been back.
I don't know.
Yeah, didn't they get dragged away by
That doesn't sound good. I'll
go
wait.
dig holes?
I'll wait.
Yeah.
I still have some more days. to handle this.
Because I thought Effie needed them to dig a hole somewhere.
Yeah.
Effie's a bastard. She's gonna get us all in deep shit, but she doesn't know.
Why
so
would-
it's fine.
Why would we be in deep shit?
By association.
Yeah, that is kind of how Baba Yaga rolls. So just make sure if anything goes wrong, you guys are just standing at least 30 feet away from Dixie. Anyways, as you go with the procession through the town, I'll still have you guys give me some rolls. You'll just use the chat to do so. So Snooty, as you start leading this procession, you start to feel a little more fatigued. So give me an exclamation mark D20 right now. I believe your modifier was a +4, I think? Oh, you're good.
Net 20!
Net 20!
Yeah!
Hell yeah!
Go! +4, remember? +4.
24. Yeah, that is 100%. You're A-okay. You're leading this procession with, like, no issue. Because you're not really, like, using your own legs, you have so much more energy to put into this juggling while you're riding atop Oleg. And Oleg, it's no real big issue to him, because he's essentially doing the equivalency of walking through the streets and getting to the manor. As he leads this procession, with you riding atop him, your juggling efforts are keeping like at least half of this procession of all goblins just firmly focused on the impressive and talented Empress Snooty. In fact, I think you probably earned a few like fan enthusiasts here out of this.
Nice.
The hardest part about wrangling all these goblins to begin with was also getting Naffer and Kevig to, like, parts of this where they agreed to come along with the procession and end up in the goblin house. And if they die, it was a pleasure.
Literally.
being of service. But for now, they're at the front of the procession, also with you to act as kind of like an onwards lure, essentially. So the goblins are definitely focused on the front. The tail end, though, can I get another roll from chat to see how destabilized the tail end of this performance is becoming? So just exclamation mark D20. Ooh, all right, they're getting their shit together. It seems like the initial disruption is definitely coming together as you make your way down the central part of town. People are pushing the windows open and looking out and like opening doors and leaning out and being like, what the fuck is all this? It is a sight to behold. Many people are definitely not as intimidated because the goblins look like a mixture of they're there to perform and also like they've been captured from the interpretation, essentially.
Yeah, with all the ropes and the hand holding, most likely they do look kind of captured.
Yeah, they definitely look like they've been captured. So a lot of people in the town are like, oh, okay. So like as you're doing this procession, more and more people are just coming out onto the street and watching this go down basically Main Street through the market town and out across the bridge. And as you're holding that initiative, they are staying together pretty well. Like these goblins, they've turned it into a kind of game. In fact, some of them are singing now. They're starting to sing, like, goblin songs, but they're kind of improvising. In fact, it seems like they're trying to figure out the new lyrics to something about Snooty the Empress. So they seem to be, like, exchanging ideas of, like, how to sing the song of today and their experience. So they're definitely, like, coming up with some interesting lyrics and stuff about, you know, like, murdering a horse and blah, 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 blah. So that's something we can revisit later on down the line, but for the time being, this makes for a very entertaining procession through town. So as this is happening, also, yes, just to clarify to you fine folk who might be wondering, Effie the cat is the host of this channel here, I believe has passed out, because she did like a 20-hour fucking community movie night. So hopefully we can get her up at some point. But for now, thank you all for being here, and as the procession continues through town, eventually it reaches the bridge over to the area where the manors are. And as the procession is going, Kendra just like realizes something, and she just leans over to the you can overhear this conversation, Snooty, but she leans over and she says, you know what? I'm going to have those working in my house start moving things out. I don't necessarily know if it would be best for me to continue residence on this island. It's gonna get quite chaotic. And the sheriff basically goes, "Yes, I will send some men over to help expedite that process. We'll get you moved into the town hall until we can figure out separate accommodations." And she just nods her head and says, "It's a big house anyways. It's too much room for one person." So as they're moving along, making their way, Snooty, I need one more exclamation mark D20 in chat from you to see how well you're holding the front of this this parade. Hell yeah, with your natural bonus, that is definitely more than enough. Meanwhile, Dixie, does
Really
anything...
handling this like a champ.
She really is. She really knows how to run a train of goblins.
Okay.
Oh.
Dixie, what? Dixie.
Silver, I put on the angry eyebrows. You can have 2 XP.
Dixie, is there anything you're gonna be doing? Oh,
What's up?
my internet was also upset with that comment, apparently.
I'll take your 2 XP.
Is
Go
there
ahead.
anything else on the tail end of reaching the island you want to do, or are you just making sure you're staying kind of in line, but like not too noticeable?
I'm definitely still paying attention to them. Can I roll like a perception to see if there's any like goblins that stick out to me?
Sure, give me an exclamation mark D20 in chat, and I remember you have a plus 10, I believe it is, to that.
Yeah, to perception.
Yeah.
I'm kind of crazy, honestly.
Unless it involves having to do anything physically.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Alright.
we don't talk about that.
That's a pretty good roll. That would be a 19 or a 29 for you, which is pretty fucking good. Yeah. Some goblins definitely look like they're weaker stragglers that you could easily earmark for a simple kidnapping, or you could easily lure a couple of them away with... They seem extremely distracted by simple parlor tricks. So if you were to...
That's perfect for me.
Yeah, you could probably easily distract a handful of these goblins when nobody's looking and pull them away.
I'm still not doing it right now.
Oh yeah,
right now is
no.
dangerous.
It's too
It's a
high
dangerous
profile.
time.
I understand.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't think the cellar's done, so I would not have anywhere to bring them for torture or for fun hangout time. Chat wasn't paying attention, right?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, just got.
Yeah. There's no deals with horrifying magical entities here.
Work with Baba Yaga?
No, that's
What
silly.
the fuck is that?
Yeah. Anyway, so as the procession makes its way over the island and into the what's the word I'm looking for? The manor, I suppose. The procession has held. Nothing has really fallen apart straggler-wise. It was all pretty well done. And as you arrive, you can see that the palisade around the building has been just finished. Like, there is very clear signs of tools and equipment being picked up, and people, like, exhausted, basically finishing the construction. And they look like they're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, some of them are very much so like goblins, and some of them are very much so like, oh yeah, I knew this was coming. But as they're walking up, the dwarf, the big, bushy red-haired dwarf who is leading
The
everything.
shit dwarf.
Yeah, shit dwarf, who is now very much so coated in an absolute layer of sawdust and stuff, walks up to you, Snooty. And he just has a raised eyebrow, and he goes, so, things went well, I guess.
It is time.
Right.
And is like juggling some more. And is like, looks visibly exhausted.
And Oleg looks down at him and just kind of like nods his head and says, "Is everything ready?" And he goes, "Oh, aye, we've been ready for about an hour now. Just been packing things up and getting to tending to the injured. Some people rushed themselves, and it was, well, nobody's dead, so that's the important part, but, he just looks like a little, like, wide-eyed about the whole thing and says, welcome, Do you have a title or anything now after the end of this?
I am Empress Snoody.
Empress. Oh.
I'm a goblin empress.
He just looks at Oleg. And Oleg just shrugs. And he lets out a sigh and says, Welcome to Empress Snooty and her subjects. Your home is ready. And he, like, gestures over to the building and does, like, a big bow, and a small, like, cloud of sawdust basically drifts off of him. Do you say anything, like, publicly to him as you lead the procession?
Could you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
No worries. Is there anything you say to address the dwarf before you lead everybody into the manor?
Thank you. It taps Oleg's head and goes, Dowie? How pronounce that word for dwarf?
You can just call him Guildmaster, because he's the master of the Carpenters Guild.
Okay. Thank you, Guild, the master of the Carpenters Guild. We shall enjoy your fine craftsmanship.
Meanwhile, Wiggums, who's, like, nearby and walking, looks at the palisade and, like, his eyes narrow a bit. But he doesn't say anything as you lead everybody forwards through the big open, like, ad hoc made doors that... It seems like somebody got the bright idea to make it feel more goblin-y, so, like... it's been purposefully, in places, made look a little shittier. Because they were just taking, like, inspiration from how the interior was decorated. And there's been, like, moss and leaves just thrown and like, glued onto places and stuff to give it more of a homey vibe. And someone has gone and, like, draped vines on the wall and stuff. But it very much so, to anybody who is looking close enough, the design of this palisade is very much so, like, a keep things in, then let things out kind of thing. And as you lead them into the building, all the goblins are, like, excited as heck. They all begin to, like... They're kind of, like, jumping and ready, like they're excited. They want to get into this house, but they're waiting for the fucking rope to be untied and the hands off to be called. So Wiggums just comes up to you and says,
You should tell them to get in the house. They can stop holding hands and doing the rope thing now.
Right. Everyone, into the house.
There's, like, a... Oh, go ahead, Dixie.
Could I don't mean to interrupt or anything.
Mm-hmm.
If you need to...
No, what are you doing?
Okay. I was just gonna ask if I could go sneak around to check the state of things with the basement.
Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to, like, sneak off.
No worries. Okay. All right. So as the tail end of this procession is getting there, you're gonna sneak off to the manor.
Yeah.
All right. So I'll get to that in a second. But yeah, Snooty.
No worries.
As you tell the goblins to basically unshackle themselves and run in, they just tear the roping apart and let go of each other's hands, and just they all start rushing in. And some of them, as they run by, basically grab onto Naffer and Kevig's hand, and just kind of, like, the tide carries them into the building with them. And they're like, they like have a moment as they're swept into the building where they just look at each other and have, like, huge thumbs up moments to each other before they're carried away with the green tide into the building. And it very quickly fills up with goblins, and now it looks... The whole house is now basically turned into what would look like a goblin frat party in under 10 minutes. Like, they're so excited about the building. Things are getting tossed out the window for reasons you don't quite understand. At least 3 windows are already broken. And it is just, like, this complete chaos, but it's contained within the building. And Wiggums just kind of sighs, and he turns to you and he goes,
I couldn't help but notice you built a wall.
Huh?
He looks at you closer and says,
You are exhausted.
Yeah.
He narrows his eyes at the building, looks at you, and says,
Fine. Take you to where you rest. Will you be living in the building with us, or is there another?
The whole place. She holds out her arms as if to kind of show like this place and like most of over here and probably here soon. It's all theirs now.
All the buildings in the like area.
Yeah. And she goes, we own almost all these places, but we got this house too.
And she points to the Scarnetti Manor.
What do you call that one? What's the name of that building?
Gob.
She pats Oleg as she's like exhausted.
What's the name of our manor again?
Hate you so much. Oleg looks down and he goes, it's and then the dwarf who's still there, he leans over and he just says, "Oh, it's Goblinz Manor." Just straight faced, like complete deadpan delivery. And Wiggums raises one eyebrow very slowly. And he goes,
Show me.
Our house?
Yes.
Sure. Come on.
all right, Dixie, meanwhile, as you've broken off from the group and are looking at behind the building, you can see that the barbarians are nowhere to be found who are digging your pit. It looks like they were press ganged into something else for the moment, so your current holding facilities are not yet ready.
Fuck! Where did you say they went? Actually, do I know where they went?
You don't know.
Do I remember?
You don't know where
Fuck.
they went.
Okay. This is bad. Alright, well, I guess I just have to return to what we were doing. I don't really have a choice.
No, but you are definitely concerned about why your storage cellar isn't complete.
You know, what the fuck am I gonna do about it, huh?
I
can't.
I guess we'll find out. But in the meantime, we will get to that next session. But the only thing left right now is, Newt, are you there?
I am here. Yes.
All right, Newt, as you oh fuck, maybe this will work music wise. Yeah, that'll work. Newt, as you're as Lizzie the Snappy Jaw is lashed up to your boat, and you make pretty good speed out onto the ocean. Lizzie is large enough to pull this rowboat with very little issue, and like she's probably about the same size as the rowboat, and she's making good time through the ocean. So you're just going along, and as you get closer and closer to the island, you can see that it's shrouded in a thin layer of mist. There's kind of like an ominous fog hanging over it, and you can see that there is rocks that appear to have remnants of ships amongst them scattered around this island. The island isn't super large, but it is large enough that you can't see the other end of it. Like it's maybe like a small town could be on it. Along the side, the like smattering of forest that you can see on it. So a small town could definitely reside here, maybe with a couple of other things. And you do see at a distance there's like a couple of shoreline fishing like huts. As you get closer, it looks like they're abandoned. Like they look in the overgrown, disrepaired state. The island gives off a bad vibe. To your magical juju, this place feels bad, even at a distance like this. You get the impression that this is not a pleasant place to be. So as the sole operator of the SS whatever you've decided to name this little dinghy, I don't know, Bodhi, how do you
That doesn't
proceed?
sound proper at all. She would name it something different for sure.
Yeah, like
Probably
Rowie.
Shippy or something.
Yeah, the SS Shippy.
All right.
It's very close to shitty. Oh, wait.
As you get closer to the island, what is your thought? Desi appears to be taking a little bit of a nap before you get there. So, out of the... I guess you could communicate with, like... You're like the weirdest fucking, like, Snow White-ass fucking goblin here. So as your little band on this boat is headed in the direction, Steve just turns to you and he goes, "Oh, that's a scary island."
Yes, it's almost like there's something foreboding and ominous. Spooky about it.
I think the word is ominous.
Okay, ominous about it.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you agree, Shroomy?
Fuck. Any requests for Shroomi's accent?
I think they should sound like Toad.
Like
Oh, that's a good one.
like Toad.
Oh, Desi, you're awake! We made it to the island.
Well, you're almost at the island.
Desi, wake up!
Starts shaking, doesn't he?
What? Desi, wake up! You were asleep on the way here. We are on the ocean.
We made the harness?
Yeah, we're already almost to the icy island.
Points to island. As they're floating in the middle of the ocean.
Oh god, this is why I was sleeping in the terrible ocean.
I thought your big Brian needed rest, so I didn't want to wake you.
No, you're okay. Oh god, that is a lot of ocean.
Your little familiar turns to you and says, "Yeah, it's really intimidating."
Oh yeah, that's Shroomy.
Hi, I'm Shroomy.
You're a mushroom, not a mouse.
This is one of the most cursed fucking characters I've ever had to introduce.
You're welcome.
Should we turn back?
Sorry, I had to mute. Does it look like we can navigate between the rocks?
Yeah. Yeah, for the size that Lizzie is in the boat, yes, it's easy to move through it in such a small boat. Oh god. So do you come ashore?
Yeah.
Alright. As you bring the small boat ashore and Lizzie scurries up onto the sand, you find an easy place where you can nestle the boat that it won't be pulled away by the tides. And as you make your way onto the shoreline, you can hear an eerie silence that is only broken by the occasional call of seagulls.
You know, occasionally there are seagulls here. That's pretty cool.
You can see them flying around over the island. There's a fair number of them. They seem to have nested here. There's a lot of seagull nests on this island. And from where you are, you can see the remnants of what looks to be a fairly populated fishing village, although it looks like it was abandoned in a hurry because there is still the remains of, like, long rotted away fish carcasses and stuff littered all over the place. And it looks like people were in the process of, like, hauling food when something happened.
It kind of looks like, whatever is the god / creator of the is having some serious favoritism with all these birds and nothing else.
Yeah. It's hard to escape favoritism, you know. But you just have an innate desire to just make so many birds.
Now that you are on the island that you saw the creature that you were pursuing escape to, where would you travel next?
I will attempt to pick up its trail.
Alright, give me an exclamation mark
Yeah.
D20 in chat since we lost Foundry. And I remember your modifier is +10.
Yeah,
What happened to Foundry?
I
I
don't
can
know.
still roll. I just rolled on Foundry.
Oh, maybe it's back.
Yeah. Sorry, Foundry was linked to my consciousness. Do you want to know a fun story? I was drinking my drink from Taco Bell, and I was nodding my head, listening, and then I don't know what happened, and now I can't find my drink. So,
Alright, we'll address that as soon as the session ends. Oh, goodness. Alright, I can definitely rejoin then. 1 second.
that's probably will work.
Alright. Let me go to spectator cam. And then we'll go to the roll cam as soon as it loads. Bam, roll cam. Roll cam is back, everybody. We can see the results of rolls now. Perfect.
Yo.
Alright. Yes, was that your nature check that you just rolled there then?
Yeah, I got a 29.
Alright. You got a 19.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Foundry was working. I got used to thinking about doing it in chat, so I was ready to add 10 on.
What the fuck, Effie?
But
That comic you just linked.
yeah, you know that
Anyways, so now that you've reached this island and are on there, the 19, do you want to keep that? Or do you want to re-roll it? It was a 9 on the die, so... Newt?
Oh, what?
Do you want to keep that 9, or do you want to re-roll to see if you can get a higher number?
Goblin Bojigo!
Alright.
yes, a fine choice.
You are attacked by bees! And get
I
the
rolled a
same
19.
roll!
I rolled an exact same number.
You both take 4 points of piercing damage.
Ah, not the bees!
Why there's bees?
What?
There's
Rafi?
nothing but seagulls and bees on this island.
Oh god, there's so many seagulls and bees.
By beanbags? Oh my god. No. No. There, so in her attempts to find the trail, Newt susses out by accident, triggering a swarm of bees from a nearby tree, which attack and then flee as quickly as they come. So after you move out of the range of this bee swarm, which Steve also will take the bee hits, so he's not going to be good because he only has a certain amount of hit points, which means he's...
Oh no.
Steve looks like a fucking, like somebody who's having mild anaphylactic problems with an
Oh,
allergy.
no.
Like, he's
Hold on.
covered.
Hold on. Steve, hold on. I got you, my friend.
Alright, you heal Steve. Alright. He's grateful, and no longer looks like he's having a horrible allergic reaction. Oh my god. However, it seems that the creature that you're tracking was not too concerned about leaving more of an obvious trail after reaching this island. So you do find some hints of injury and a path that has basically been worn through the island. So the center of the island is where it leads to, off close to a raised kind of almost small mountainous part of it. And as you follow it, I will give you the last bit of today's session before we pick things up tomorrow. I mean, you know, Sunday, not tomorrow. So next Sunday.
Sunday.
Mhm.
We're playing tomorrow? I thought we only played on Sundays.
Yeah, but you know it happens. You pass out, then you give up your day. You forfeit. The great giant bird in the sky basically says, "How dare you?" and then eats a clock behind the Denny's.
Thought there was minus an L there.
Yeah, I was about to say it's not a clock, it's called a cock.
Oh, yeah, that's
like
that's
penis.
probably it. Ah,
Yeah.
damn.
Cuber Steve doesn't have 1 HP. He has 10.
Who gave him that?
I'm just a goblin. I'm only level 1. I only have 1 health. I only cost 2 copper.
Oh, no.
Shitty little,
any good loot.
shitty little goblin creatures, when you spawn them, have like D1 D10 health usually. So he at least got the better roll when he spawned. But otherwise, they can
Dude,
have,
that makes one of us.
Yeah, they can have anywhere from 1 to 10 when they come in. So this is he was lucky, but only lucky enough to have 10 HP, which isn't lucky. Anyways,
He was way more lucky than the last goblin that got spawned in.
oh yeah.
Oops.
You're right.
We don't talk about that goblin.
Newt and Desi, as you enter closer into the middle of the island, I would like perception rolls from both of you, please.
Okay. Man, rolling is way easier when you're conscious. Oh, rolling when you're...
That Desi, it seems like that nap really helped you out.
Yeah, that surprise nap that I took that I did not remember taking.
Well rested and now alert and maximizing your senses, Desi. Two things come to mind here. One, you immediately get the impression that now would be an incredibly good time to hide. So I want both of you to roll stealth rolls as you turn to Newt and tell her, like, it would be good to stay out of sight right now.
And we need to be careful and quiet. We need to hide right now. Shh.
Okay.
You can definitely come out of that situation immediately following, but it's good to approach quietly before you discover what you discover. However, Desi, do you wish to re-roll, or are you good with that 15? Desi?
I'm trying to figure out what I want to do there.
Thank you, Zoo, for the resub to Effie and the raid. We appreciate it.
Oh, hi, Zoo. Let's see. That is literally, I rolled literally a 7. I don't know why, but I said literally, and now it's rotted my brain because I've heard Jazz do this fucking bit where she's like, fellas.
Fellas, is a guy.
What's the call? Reroll stealth?
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Okay,
Yeah,
you both
reroll.
have the... Damn, these similar rolls together. Goodness.
Yeah,
gracious.
no, we're in synchronization. We're you know.
The gay juices are flowing.
A rabid dog comes crashing into the area from a location chosen by the GM, looking for goblin blood, and will pick a fight with any nearby goblins until slain or driven off.
Good thing we're hidden. Good thing we're hidden, right?
Yeah. So I'll get to that. The first thing you see as you get into the middle of the town is something that definitely makes you feel like it would be good to go unnoticed, at least until you get a better sense of it. It looks like there's a fair number of people here. They're all in what looks to be kind of like a mining pit. And there are the good majority of everybody that you see in this central area looks like they are dead. They are hung up against like random objects and look like they have been tortured in horrible, horrible ways. The remaining surviving people look like a collection of sailors and fishermen who are emaciated, underfed, and are basically engaged in acts of horribly mutilating one another. Amongst this group, landing on a raised platform in the middle of them, almost looking like an altar, which has been covered in offerings of, like... It's unpleasant to look at. Extremely unpleasant. It hurts your eyes to look at this effigy of suffering atop it. But landing at this platform, there looks to be... Pacing around on the platform looks like the woman that burst forth from the remains of the chief. She is heavily injured and cursing loudly and just pacing back and forth, looking like she's waiting for something. She's definitely trying to tend to her wounds as best she can, but, like, all the wounds and pain that you inflicted on her, she's just like, oh, like, looking at it furiously. She looks like she's building up her rage on this little platform very, very distractedly. She doesn't pay a lot of attention. However, as you two are sitting there, there is a low growling that comes from the bushes behind the two of you. Desi and Newt, as you are sat there with fairly high stealth scores, you turn to look and you can see a dog that looks like it is barely eaten and is somehow still alive, that is just growling low at you, coming at you, drooling from its mouth. It looks hungry. What do you two want to do about this?
Can I attempt to tame animals?
You know what? Sure. Go ahead and give me an animal taming roll, please.
You know, I've got a good idea too.
Alright, what's your idea?
I'm gonna predigitation because I can make sights, smells, or sounds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to make the half goblin, half lady monstrosity on stage. I'm gonna make that smell waft on the wind by the dog.
You're gonna...
And I'm also gonna make goblin noises, just very faint in that direction.
All right. So Newt, you're gonna give me a nature roll with advantage, please.
Okay. Oh god, where are my skills? There they are.
Easy there, boy. Sun's going down.
Oh no.
Destiny, meanwhile, give me... I think the best thing I can get from you on this one is probably, I want to say... how would you affect this to that degree is what I'm trying to figure out what the best roll would be on that front. And the best I can come up with right now is basically either a stealth roll or a survival roll, I guess?
Oh.
Because you're trying not to make it too obvious to her, right?
Yeah.
But you are trying to lure the dog towards the woman on the platform.
Yeah.
Alright. So, whichever you prefer. Would you like to keep that?
What? What the fuck is... for your paw? Yeah.
Oh, that's much better.
If I roll rabbit dog again, I swear to fucking Christ.
Alright, you're really fucking hungry, but otherwise, you're fine. You feel like you haven't eaten in 2 days.
Oh no, the dog's hunger passed on to her!
The dog, between your calming effects, Newt, and the prestidigitation, it seems to be considering its options. It looks like it's sniffing the air, and is looking more at the creature on the platform out there, who is very much so unaware of you. Meanwhile, Newt, you have a choice. You can let it follow that prestidigitation, or you can try and, like, keep it quiet and tame it. Sorry, what?
Keep it quiet and tame it. I said your internet.
Oh. As you said my internet cut out, it cut out again.
I'll pull out a snack and like offer it to it.
All right. It takes the food and just kind of quietly growls and seems incredibly ill-tempered, and is looking at the goblin on the platform hungrily. But for now, you've kept it like at bay, and it's just quiet in the bushes. So it definitely looks like it's fucking hungry though. So eating the food is definitely its priority that you immediately give it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, as the two of you turn through the bushes, quietly sitting there, you can see an abnormally large red seagull come flying into the area.
More birds. That one's red.
Yes, very good. Meanwhile, I also need to do a roll. No way, that's the modifier. That can't.
It is.
I can't.
It is in fact 1 million. Negative 1 million.
Okay. All right.
1.4 million.
Oops, that's the wrong button. It's alright. LOL! LOL.
What? Pardon? Great big bird in the sky. Hello, hi. You know, I have not a complaint currently because they rolled a 1, so they, fuck that guy in particular. But I would also very much like to just ask you very carefully. What the actual fuck is that modifier?
Yeah.
What the fuck is that modifier?
That's the modifier.
For a seagull?
Well, yeah,
a seagull?
Huh. Alright. Interesting.
Hello?
Yeah, the game balancing on this one is jank, bro.
Yeah, who
Needs
this?
redesign, man.
Let me let that stand as an example of how what you're about to witness is going to give you a very clear inclination of how definitely not to fuck with this thing it is. As this seagull flies into view, somehow, miraculously, this creature does not notice you. And as it flies down, it begins to transform, quickly shape-shifting from a rather abnormally large red gull to a... How tall is this fucker? Oh, yes. Okay, good. It is a 7-foot-tall humanoid creature with a nasty-looking, reptilian, moth-like face and massive red wings. It has a collection of bags around its waist that look like they hold bloody remnants of creatures that just leak down its leg. And as it lands on the platform, this 7-foot-tall monstrosity with horrible glowing red eyes briefly glances its vision over the over the area you're hiding, and then before it has a chance to really focus in on what it sees, the creature in front of it steps forwards and like pokes at it, like daring to poke into this creature, and this moth man like monstrosity just turns
Monster Man, no.
to look at her, and it looks like they're having a rather intense conversation, and she's yelling, essentially. And as they have this conversation, and you see this horrible, nightmarish monstrosity standing there talking to it. Also, Newt, you can give me an occult roll if you like.
Yes, I will do an occult roll. I will do occultism. I am very smart.
Alright, that won't do it. Would you like to do a reroll, or are you good?
Sure, why not? Come on, bullshit, go! It's gonna be the same. Is this
I'm
gonna be
sort
the
of
same or lower?
an occultist myself.
Oh, all right.
I know less.
You are being attacked by mosquitoes, Nate.
I hate this island!
You, the starving dog, and all your little friends who came along on this underbrush journey. Did you bring Lizzie and some of your other familiars and stuff, or did you leave them behind also?
Well, I mean, mosquitoes aren't gonna attack a mushroom.
No, they're not, but I want to know, are any of them with you?
Oh yeah, they're always with me.
Okay. So the whole gang is basically attacked by mosquitoes.
Yeah, but like, what's a mosquito gonna do to a fucking gator?
Not a lot. They're not going to be able to pierce it. But all the goblins and the dog, you all take 2 points of piercing damage. As the
Whoa, dog! You got the whole crew getting mosquitoed.
Yeah, but you know, I did help you with that occultism roll.
Oh,
Yeah, Colt, it's good for the digestion.
I also forgot the mosquito swarm doesn't just show up and dissipate. It stays around Newt for an hour. Unless they're, removed in another way.
I don't like this island, does he?
Yeah, nobody does. I'm going to, can I craft something real quick?
What do you want to craft?
Bug spray.
Is that something you can make?
No, but I figure I could make poison vapor bombs, so I could just tell Newt to, to hold her breath while
All right,
I just.
yeah.
So,
you could repurpose it in a way that works like that for sure.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, it's not an aerosol spray or anything.
No. It's more like a pump thing. But yeah, absolutely. You MacGyver together and improvise like thing and tell Newt to cover her mouth and basically like you're quietly exterminating mosquitoes from the bush.
Yeah. So what I'm doing actually is I found a flat rock on the ground that I use for a plunger because I basically stick a little bit of tar on the end and I stick it to a stick and then I put it in the bamboo tube that I found or a reed. And then I took a little bit of that resin and made a funnel. And now I am sitting there pumping basically this toxic gas into the mosquitoes.
All right. I'll allow it. I'll even allow it to remain stealthy.
It's like a frosting bag with a plunger.
Meanwhile, however, Desi, as you're doing this, you're also a little bit perturbed because with your roll, I'll give you a little thing of it. You don't know what this thing is, but as your memories have come back to you a little bit more here and there, you do recall tales of a survivor from a shipwreck in Magnamar who had mentioned an encounter with a red-ringed, massive, moth-like entity.
Was that ship the Xbox?
I hate you.
You know, I would too. I took a surprise nap, and then all I've done since I woke up is talk shit. I would hate me too.
But as this massive, intimidating creature stands there, it looks like they're engaged in some kind of conversation, because the woman who this red-skinned goblin woman who has one abnormally large, like, red arm, and she's covered in, like, this weird kind of chitinous armor that looks like it was grown upon her, but it's pretty thin, and you damaged it heavily in areas. But as she looks like she's in the middle of yelling at this creature, she just reels back, holding her head in pain, and the creature is leaning down, and it seems like a conversation is happening that you could only hear one side of. But as you deal with cleaning up the mosquitoes flying around you, and you look at this massive monstrosity leaning down over this woman and basically tearing into her in her own mind, and see all these suffering, horrific, emaciated people, some of them seeming almost like they are undead even, I think now is a perfect time for us to call an end to tonight's session.
Red skin? My try?
Yeah.
You
Oh,
gotta,
you
gotta look
confirm
out-
that
you gotta look
right
out for
here, right
Jesus.
now.
Yeah, why is there a big red angry moth man?
Monster Man, no.
Yeah, what's up with that?
What would you like
Also-
to know?
You can't
I would,
trust
yes.
them red goblins. They're shady. They're always making pacts with evil beings.
Shut the fuck up, bro.
You know, that is true,
Actually,
but the
wait.
100% of red-skinned goblins that I've met that seem to be infernal in nature have also talked to Baba Yaga. I'm not even sure they're a goblin. I think they're just an imp that got kicked out of imp school. The imps were like, oh yeah, that's a fucking nerd right there. Let's kick them
Test
out.
me, motherfucker. Test me.
Okay.
Well, you failed, or you wouldn't have got
Yeah.
kicked out of imp school.
That's what I'm saying. You already failed imp school. We don't have to test you. I mean, you know, it always smells like brimstone after you're done brimming your hat.
Oh my god. Alright. We're at the end of our session now. Desi, if you would like it, for Effie, if you could find us a raid target, we'll do our usual
Definitely
close
will. I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Fucking not.
If you go to all these links, you guys, you can find some of the homies, and if you could follow the homies, I'd appreciate it. There's also a link there to the archives, so you can watch previous episodes of Weam's Goblins, if you would like to catch up on the backlog of the shenanigans at hand.
Just don't follow that Jasminian devil. She's a real bitch. I'm being serious.
Wow.
Truth, fact,
Mhm.
truth.
That's just not true.
Yeah,
No.
However, I will save us all a little bit of time and effort to when it gets to that point as well. Try not to hiccup my fucking soul out of my body. I got a Patreon. If you guys like the shit I do, please consider subscribing to it. Being part of the Patreon means I can keep doing all kinds of creative, entertaining projects for different communities. That baseline income helps with my studio and helps me afford all kinds of shit. So, if you like the shit I do, please join that Patreon there and give your shenanigans over. Wait, hold on, we haven't finished doing the close
I
out.
fixed it. Sorry, my brain today is not so good.
That's okay. So I will pick Ash first to say goodnight to because she is dying and needs to go to bed.
Yeah.
So poor sunburnt little bean. Did you have a good goblins?
I did. I always have good goblins. I always have an awesome time here. Today's feeling really, really rough though, because my ankles are swollen too. So it's a combo of everything right now.
The sun
I need to go to
sickness.
sleep.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here, Ash. You don't have to wait if you want to. You can just dip out and head to bed, and we'll wish you well. But thank you for being here, and thank you for being the most epic parade marshal that Sandpoint has ever seen.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you all for being amazing and wonderful and my friend. And I'm glad I was able to goblin.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, of course. We love having you.
All right.
Wait, you promise? We're friends? You promise? No, take back.
All right.
I win.
Good night, Ash.
Sleep well.
Good night, Ash.
Good Ash.
Take that Ash to bed.
Good lord.
It's funny because you used it you meant ass.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Desi, how
It's
was your
humorous
goblins
because-
today?
You know, my goblins were pretty good. I was having a good time. Everything was fine. And then I was sipping my drink, eating a taco. And all of a sudden, I woke up on an island.
Yeah, you know, that's I feel that. You know, sometimes you just get real into taco eating and you just pass out and wake up somewhere
The good
else.
news is I found the taco.
Oh?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Half of it down my shirt, the other one like in my lap. The drink, I have no idea where it is. I'm just scared to stand up at this point. So there I was, shredded cheese everything.
Did the taco do it for you?
For you.
Fucking goofballs. Well, thank you, Abby. I appreciate it as always. It's I'm sorry your brain just decided now switch goes off.
Effie, it's
I don't
fine.
know
I
what
can
to
help
do.
you if you need help cleaning up the taco.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh my god. Speaking of helpful goblins, Newt, did you enjoy your goblin? That conversation you had with the fisherman just killed me. I couldn't.
I have so much fun. Just Newt turns every normal interaction on its head, and I love it. Like when the guy was trying to be a racist dickbag, and like just Newt being Newt without even trying made him be like, "Wait a minute, am I the baddie?"
I love it. You do such a good job. Thank you, Jasmine. Honey, how did you enjoy your Dixie time?
Two trucks having sex.
You did such a good job with that big old Horms.
Big Horms.
Horms.
He was big. He was Horms. I don't know what happened to him or why, but he is dead now. That's so unfortunate. I think Goblinz was funny as always. I can't help myself. I love like randomly interjecting with stupid bullshit. Thank you guys for putting up with that. I find it to be the funniest thing in the entire world. And I absolutely love spending all this time with you guys and you know, playing Dixie. I can't wait for Dixie's arc where she becomes the main character, which is definitely happening next time. Don't worry, guys. Redskin Goblin already confirmed it. That was the little like developer tease for you guys. I can't wait to torture innocents. So you know, we'll see how it goes.
It's gonna be great.
I'm hyped.
I love torturing innocents. That's what I do on my stream every day.
Don't worry, I will gather help from my goblin friends soon enough.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Right.
Nice.
All
I'm
right,
gonna have to
everybody.
play well.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Make sure that you follow each and every one of our wonderful creators and contributors. And also check out the session backlog if you are so inclined. Otherwise, thanks all for being here tonight. And Effie, if you have anything else to say, feel free. Otherwise, we can go ahead and load up that raid.
I think it's just very important, the thing that I just sent, honestly.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a corn dog. Yeah, it's a corn dog. I felt like you would appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
What? What's wrong with corn dog? What? But
cowardice.
But Silver. But Silver.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god. Wait, there you go. There you go. That explains all of it.
They're just fairly common water reeds and they're not edible.
Yeah, see?
All right.
Plant cordon delight. Yeah.
Oh, blue cordon. Oh.
You've never known me want bite?
You want bite spicy?
Me want plant corn dog delight. Me want deep fried.
Just please, for the love of fuck.
Water Twinkie nice.
Well, Caden sings that all the time.
I
hear it like once a day.
I love it. I'm gonna hit that. Wait, are you ready for me to hit the rate button?
Yeah, I'm ready for you.
Okay, I'm sorry. My shit posting got away from you for a second.
It's okay. It happens to the best.
Before everyone
runs out. Thank you guys so much for coming, and thank you for watching some goblins and watching us do some silly shit. We're gonna raid out. I did almost like a 24-hour movie thing for a Dono with Uncle, and today my brain is absolutely fried, so I apologize for unconsciously dipping out for a minute. But you know what? I love all these people. Please give them a follow and a like. Please give the Silver a Patreon thing, because that's what he uses for burgers. He has a terminal disease called burgeritis. If he does not have burgers, he will actually perish. He's also hireable for DM parties. So if you ever need a professional DM, he's also hireable. Also, did you know that Honey is a professional brim job gabber? If you have a hat and it has a need, she'll fuck your hat.
I'll fuck your hat.
Yeah, exactly. But guys, no, seriously, we love you, and we will see you next Sunday for Goblins and next Thursday for our normal stream time shenanigans. So other than that,
Honey,
I
what
got
were you
nothing.
gonna say before we read out?
Oh, I just wanted to make an announcement.
What's that?
Big fat cock, lots of cum, etc., etc.
Wow.